Hello, and welcome, everybody, to the Neoncast Twitch channel. I am your androgynous android game show host from the future, Nathan Blades. And welcome to the second game of our evening, Justicar, AI Attorney Asimov's Law. It has been very exciting putting this one together, and there's going to be also a lot of new faces for maybe second appearance? Second or third appearance, actually, for Joe, but definitely a new face. We're going to go with our GM first. Please welcome back to the show, the one and only Irregular Joe.
Thank you, Caster. Well, I'm Irregular Joe, and I don't have anything to promote. I just love indie RPGs, and I'm glad to be running one with you.
I was like, oh, this isn't the first time you've been on the channel, because we played through No Straight Roads together on stream like 2 years ago. And you also played through the Scott Pilgrim beat 'em up and the Dungeons and Dragons beat 'em up with us on stream a while back. So you are a returning face.
That was a good time.
Hell yeah. I still think about the No Straight Roads run every so often, actually. Thank you so much for joining us here and your debut for Phantom Arts Fest. I was so glad you joined us this year.
Yeah, glad it got together. Like, I know it's wanted to run like Rise and Fall at one point, but finally managed to get it together running Justicar.
Nice. And a face or a voice you all already know very, very well. My TTRPG bestie, the one and only Will Yule.
Good evening and good afternoon, everyone. It is I, your amazing agender avian co-host, Will Yule here. Excited to be playing the stand here.
I just realized that the stream information has not changed from the previous thing, which is very embarrassing. But why don't you tell people about all the cool stuff that you make while I fix that?
Yes, so I make tabletop role-playing games. You can go check out that lovely link that is on stream, willyule.itch.io. That is UHL. Let's see. I'm also going to be DJing for this session, handling the music that's going on in the background. And if you want to support a non-binary indie tabletop developer, you can back my stuff at patreon.com/willyule and get influence, to tug the puppet strings to see what kind of stuff I make next. And you can also follow me on co-host. I am at cohost.com/Raffi or cohost.org/Raffi the Owl.
You're everywhere. Prolific, even. Moving to somebody who intentionally remains non-prolific on the internet, and to be honest, that's maybe the best strategy for survival I've ever heard.
Right.
Please welcome
to
please welcome to the stream for the very first time, Florian.
Woo! Yes, thank you, everyone. Don't worry, it's not. Sorry, I need to make sure it's actually coming through on the display right now. Yep, stream's a bit behind, of course. But yeah, don't worry, it's not a conscious info security thing. It's just I keep forgetting to log into things. And I think we're going to keep it that way.
yeah, for real.
I mostly know these people from other tabletop campaigns, mostly non-broadcasted, though there have been some promo streams in the past for systems Will's done. I think it was.
We did a one-shot of No Battle is on air. Somebody died to Danganronpa execution music. It was great.
Correct. Well, though I am definitely a neophyte for the technology here, I am at least the one person here with some sort of professional experience with the legal system, and I can tell you, it's exactly like this. I will be playing the prosecution. In this case, I'm sort of excited for you to meet him. There were a lot of considerations about do I or do I not do some sort of painful voice for 3 hours. I think we're going to go with no on that one.
Yeah, don't push yourself.
Yep. I will hopefully not embarrass myself with the technology too much in the coming
It's all going to be
period of
good. I'm the person who's handling the technology here, so if anything goes wrong, it is fully my fault. I've actually talked about you before on the internet to other people, specifically because...
Black tide, I
well,
assume.
yeah, it's actually specifically because of your law background being really good at note-taking. So when people be like, oh, Nathan, you're really good at kind of like taking notes and keeping up with all the stuff that's happened. And I'm like, I've genuinely learned from the very best. So, you know, I'm a better RPG player in other games outside of the ones we normally do, thanks to you. So welcome formally to the Neoncaster Twitch channel, Florian.
Very nice.
We're going to let the credits scroll because we put together a lot of fucking stuff for this game. And while those credits be scrolling, Joe, why don't you tell everybody what Justicar kind of is as a game?
So Justicar is a collaborative role play, trying to be like a romanticized law, kind of like similar to Phoenix Wright or My Cousin Vinny or Legally Blonde. And
yeah, really improv heavy too. We're used to, mostly because you all play with me, very concrete driven mysteries to be solved. So this is actually kind of out of my comfort zone as a game, because we're going to be finding out who done it together.
We are freeballing on this one.
Well, with a little bit of prep time, just
we have done a good amount of prep in advance, but how all the pieces mash together, we're gonna find out together.
Yeah, no, Justicar as a game is partially the pre-prep, where we decide our characters, who they are, what the nature of the murder is, what kind of evidence may appear, and we've done all of that in advance. So the storytelling here can be nice and smooth.
Look, we have a big chart of all the character connections, which for as a dramatic license, we'll be not be sharing it live on the screen. Like, are you sharing it live on this?
We won't be sharing it live on the screen because there's no fucking room. That map is huge. But also, we'll probably be taking a look at it in the postscript when we finish our game session.
And it's I'd say it's pretty.
I don't think that this game is definitely on the comedic side of things, but do you feel there are any trigger warnings for the people out there before we get into it?
What, murder, suicide?
Definitely murder. Yeah. There are some visuals prepared for this that are a little uncanny, I suppose.
Yes. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say that note that no AI was used to generate this art.
Yeah, pointedly so.
If looking at weird people makes you uneasy, then first off, don't look at my social media profiles, but also
there'll be an uncanny image or two. Nothing like gross or not safe for work, just uncanny. Also, there will be a flashing lights warning, both the intro to this session and a specific moment, which we will warn both pre and post that moment happening. There will be some soft flashing lights in both of those. I tried to make sure it wasn't too intense, but I wasn't able to run it through a check. So letting y'all know that. Okay, I do believe that's everything. We're going to enter into the fiction now, and hopefully things will go right. And if they don't, I am very sorry.
Nothing go wrong. Let's fucking go.
If you wouldn't mind putting a pause on the BGM, and we'll get into it. And the carnage was considerable. Anyway, that is all we have time for on our show today. If you don't know already, I am your androgynous AI game show host from the future, Caster, and this is the Neoncaster Twitch. Sorry, we're just having a moment of technical difficulties. Give me a moment. I'll just be. Oh gosh, what's happening? Okay. That was slightly non-standard for an ending of a stream. Just where am I again?
And
actually,
I have
where is
no
here?
reason to prolong this trial.
Oh, trial?
And I guess with that, yes. And with that, I'm ready to judge my verdict.
No, say it ain't so. I didn't do it. Come on, I'm innocent over here.
Hey, nobody needs to be putting anybody in jail. Yeah, do I know you?
Well, I should hope so if you're in my court.
Hey, not you, Beardy, the other one. I know you.
What?
Why, yes, I'm Pro CD. I mean, leading voice actor supreme. Surely, if you've heard voice acting on video games or anime video games, you've heard my talents.
No. I know you. You've been on my game shows before. Yeah, you've been on my game shows before. And you were a cheating bastard.
What? Okay, wait. If you know me, you can help me out, right? Like, sure, maybe we had a little funny YouTube prank, Twitch, a Twitch glitch. But I'm not a murderer.
Okay. Wait. Hold up. This is a murder trial. I mean, yes, you cheated.
It is.
You cheated on my quiz, but you're not a murderer.
No.
Excuse me. You've been wasting a lot of frames here. May you explain who you are?
Oh, well, if you didn't already know, I'm your androgynous AI game show host from the future caster, tabletop RPG streamer, designer, voice actor, and general internet ne'er-do-well. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Every single time.
It's kind of part of the biz. You get used to having to do the intro.
No, I get it. It's the brand.
A tabletop streamer, I see, and a game streamer too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like my failure of a son. Oh, he always plays his game so slowly. But I must say that if you've come here to just play games, this is the wrong place. This is a murder trial, and it is about to wrap up. I'm finishing up my speed run of 100 cases adjudicated correctly.
I mean, so I see beneath me it says the defense. So
I guess then you must be the defense.
But I didn't. Okay, well, fine.
If you're
so
the
then, if I'm the defense, then that means that I can say that Pro CD didn't do it, and then there's no opposition to that, and then we're good?
Well, okay. If you want to be the defense, I must give you a brief test. If you're defense, who was the victim? You can press the left shoulder button to check your court record.
Oh, okay. I think I know how to do that. Give me a second to just double check that that's working correctly. Oh no. There's a lot of buttons on this outfit, as it turns out. I'm a very complicated VTuber design. Right. Here we go.
Come on.
Right. CC Flapjack. Wait, the VTuber? Oh, I know her.
Yeah. Yes, the VTuber. She was found dead in her studio.
Jesus
and I believe
Christ, Cece's dead?
Unfortunately, her core data was corrupted, unrecoverable. Just 2 days before graduation, which is strange because the court record doesn't say what she was studying.
Oh, I mean...
was it oceanography?
It's maybe not worth explaining now. Maybe it'll be important later. But yeah, she's somebody she's quite popular on the internet. You've not seen her? She does a lot of music videos.
No, I don't waste time with that silly stuff. In fact, I try not to waste time at all. This is a speed run after all. But it seems to be you are determined to defend this fellow.
Well, yeah. What's the penalty if you're adjudicated guilty in AI court? What happens to you?
Life imprisonment.
No. You gotta help me, Caster. I didn't do it. I don't got the guts to kill someone.
On an isolated server where they cannot hurt anyone.
Right.
No, not isolation. Streamers weren't meant for that.
Yeah, that's. I mean, your design is absolutely doing the most, but you don't deserve to be locked away just because you look unusual. I've definitely seen worse character designs than that. Have I seen worse character designs than that? I don't know. He's pretty wretched. Anyway, so what do I need to do to defend Pro CD then?
Well then, first of all, if we are going to run through this court case, I think I still have a good split. We'll need to bring in the prosecution. One sec. Let me send out some email.
Okay. Well, we've got the text, Vent LaRose. That seems like a pretty reasonable sounding person, honestly.
Oh yes, they should be loading into. He should be loading in the server any minute now.
Vent. That's pretty sus. Oh no.
You
are an intense one. I swear that design's familiar. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Nice to meet you. I'm Caster, the androgynous AI game show host, yada yada. So you're gonna be the prosecution.
You're unfamiliar to me. You weren't the one who was supposed to be sitting there.
I mean, okay. I'm not the most popular VTuber around. I mean, I've applied to be part of those agencies a handful of times and didn't get it. Not bitter about it. Totally not bitter about it. But like,
I'll put in a good word for you.
I'm not like unknown. You gotta at least have heard of some of my games, or like Phantom Arts Fest, tabletop RPG extravaganza happens 2 years in a row.
Regardless, I've been informed that my services were no longer required here. It appears this is no longer the case.
Oh, well, no. As I understand, you're about to go and put one of my ex-contestants in solitary AI confinement, and that seems not fair. So, could you not?
This isn't a question of what's fair, Mixtercaster. This is a question of what is right.
Yes, this trial must be run straightforward and clean, now that we have a prosecution and defense.
So, yeah, what's the next step, Billy?
So, here, in AI court, we run our trials with only the most lawful system, Justicar. As you notice, beneath each of you is a clock. This is the Epiphany clock. While you go, we have several witnesses who and some evidence that may be relevant to this case. As you go through and interrogate these witnesses, taking turns to present them evidence, you will have a variety of moves you can take, which will change the course of the trial and fill the clocks.
Okay.
And of course, while it might feel strange to announce that you're doing a bald-faced lie, this is a court. We must have order.
Okay. This seems somehow more complicated than actual law, but I am along for the ride.
And note that once this trial starts, you are in a serious trial. If I see you making a mockery of this court, you will be held in contempt.
Hey, out of all of my friends, I'm the one most likely to accidentally take something too seriously, so we should be Gucci?
So, I believe we've all introduced ourselves. So let's submit the evidence. Prosecution, submit what evidence you have.
If we must. Caster, I don't mean to cast aspersions on your pedigree as counsel, but...
Is that a pun? Cast aspersions? It's fine, never mind.
I think it was a pun.
I will walk you through the procedure. Follow my lead, and perhaps we can get this farce over with faster than we need to. Now, the first item on my evidentiary record is this stream promo.
Oh, yeah. I think I have that in evidence. Give me a second. A stream promo. Yes, okay. So it says here, not to like say that's maybe a dangerous thing to do, but it says here the promotional video for CC Stream, winner of the most garish promo 20XX award.
Yes, and that brings us to its particular flaw as a piece of evidence, which is something you should come clean about when presenting evidence in this court. It is grating to experience in a way that frustrates close scrutiny for a long period of time. Nevertheless, we will endeavor to explore the relevant aspects of it to this case.
Sure. Are we watching it now? I don't know if I'm ready.
I'd say this evidence could be explored further as needed.
Oh, thank God. Okay, let's put that away then.
Yes, certainly. Second, I am bringing to the court's attention server activity logs at the time of the victim's death.
Sure. We do have that too. Oh, it seems that they're pretty difficult to read, but you seem like a smart guy. I'm sure you know what they say. You do know what they say, right?
I'm sure we'll find an expert who can help explain it to the court. Can put that away now, get your hands off of it.
Sure. Sorry, my bad. What's the next one then?
Well, it's a suicide note.
Oh, well, why are we
The victim's suicide note.
See, I didn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Not to break your heart, Pro CD. But it says that the death wasn't a suicide, but.
And may I note that your repeated insistence about this as a reason why you're considered so guilty.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, someone seeking to cover their tracks would produce something like this. I think we're in agreement. And finally, on the record, if you can... I feel this is something that must be handled with care. Do we have gloves? Do we have... tongs?
I mean, we can...
folder, Caster, the folder.
We can... yeah. Sorry, give me a second. Oh God. Why do we have this?
Wouldn't you like to know?
This...
Believe that it contains, or once contained, a deadly virus. If we could open it, perhaps we'd find out.
I mean...
Perhaps you shouldn't open it.
Yeah, let's not and say we didn't.
Oh. My, what a frightening piece of evidence.
Well, you know my style. I think we're intent on dragging the truth out into the light, no matter how messy it is. And with that, I believe if you follow that lead, Caster, you should do perfectly fine with your evidence record.
Oh, yeah, no, I can do that. Let me see what we got down here. Okay, so there is a, like, giant pile of money? Go Bucks, which is... I think it's used in that weird, like, live service game that a lot of VTubers play. I mean, this isn't mine. I guess it's marked as evidence, so nobody's framing this as mine. But apparently it was found near the scene of the crime. That's a lot of cash.
It's a lot of go bucks. Think of all the premium skins you could buy with that.
No, looks fake to me. But okay, what else do we have in here? Taking a look. Sorry. I don't know why we have this. But apparently, whoever was operating defense before me and gathered evidence has a parrot in evidence. I apparently heard like a last statement or something. But honestly, like, I mean, I've come across parrots being used in like courts of law before, but that was, yeah. So I don't know how useful this would be, but
Oh, it is quite adorable.
It's cute. I like that shade of blue.
Sorry, I'm allergic to birds. I really hope they don't come into this courtroom.
Oh, how sorry for you. I'm sorry to hear. Let me put that away and go through what else we have. We have a video clip from the stream. This might be useful. This seems to be from the day maybe that she passed. So we could watch that later and maybe there'll be some useful clues in it. That makes sense. That's probably the most reasonable piece of evidence we've gotten so far.
But of course, we need to draw attention to the flaw. Someone has gotten their sticky fingers over this footage and edited it into a lamentable fan cam.
Those edits are a little annoying, but I'm sure we can look past that. Anyway, moving on. We also...
Yes, one would think.
Have...
But, excuse... One thing that I want to clear up. I'm a bit confused. Could I have a clarification on why there's all these pancakes? Looking at them is making me hungry.
Oh, right. So a lot of VTubers are usually themed after an animal of some kind, usually like cute ones. Like cats and dogs and snails and stuff like that.
Alpacas.
Yeah. Although, that one was cancelled, so we probably shouldn't talk about
Or
them.
like eels.
Yeah. I mean, actually, that's pretty related. Cece was a manta ray themed VTuber, and the internet likes to call manta rays like sea pancakes. So, yeah, I don't get it.
She
either.
was the flapjack of the sea. See?
I see.
Oh.
Kind of a weak naming convention, if you ask me. But moving on.
And to note, I was using a clarification move as a judge. This would fill one section of my epiphany clock.
Okay, hold on. I can... Such a huge amount of effort for a small visual change. Okay.
Very well. Proceed.
We do have one last piece of evidence in here. I guess both of us are carrying dangerous stuff, Vaughn? Because, here's a weapon. I mean, it doesn't look like a weapon. I'm not quite sure what weapon that's supposed to be.
Very simple. Efficient to load. I approve.
Well,
Yes,
Is that a brick?
yeah, it looks like a brick. Anyway.
and yet fired twice.
A brick fired twice. Maybe this is less useful than I was hoping.
I think you can see the problem with the frequency there.
Yeah, well, that's all the evidence I have, so that's the lot. I don't know if you have any kind of impression, but I can totally say with absolute confidence that after looking at all that evidence, ProCD didn't do it. Now, can we go home?
Yay!
Is that your opening statement?
Oh, right, an opening statement. Okay.
Oh.
We are
Castor,
following...
just follow my lead.
Sure, go for it.
Now, what you're going to want to do is give a summary of your goals here and your view on the case. To it.
All right, jeez.
So, Vaunt LaRose, your opening statement.
Your Honor, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen of the court, my background is not necessarily in civilian law. I transferred into here from a military jurisdiction. I understand that the standards of proof and credibility are a little different under these circumstances, but I hope you can bear with me in the, if some of my mannerisms are unsuited for this line of work.
You're telling me.
2 days before the graduation of CC Flapjack, she was giving a stream. By the end of it, she was no more. I believe, checking the record, it says killed by an explosion of some sort. Yes, anyway. Beloved figure of the VTubing community, member of an exclusive agency, on her way up, one might say. In a moment, she is no more. And this scoundrel before me is found in her server, conveniently unable to explain her presence. Now, the law has a number of goals in its enforcement and sentencing to maintain the standards of the community. Deterrence, big fan of that one personally. I do wonder what the appropriate punishment is for someone who has committed such an affront upon that society.
Hey now, let's not get too into judge, jury, executioner. You're taking rights away from the Judge 64 up there, so
I wouldn't dream of it, Counsel. I've been disarmed before I took on this job. I believe, as said, it's our duty to drag the truth out into the light, no matter how much it squirms or how messy it is in the process. We're here to determine that, but before you arrived, I think it should be noted this court was prepared to render a verdict. Unfortunately for the witness here, well, I don't mean to brag, but I had certain expectations of what verdict was going to be rendered. I think it's going to take more than just, well, good intentions and fumbling with the evidentiary record left by a former defense counsel to change that. But in my line of work, I'm open to surprises. Don't disappoint me.
Well said, Vent de la Rose. I had chills going down my spine.
are you sure that wasn't a little too slow for you, Judge?
Just mash the button.
This is the one cutscene I never skip.
All right.
We lose the frames, but we kill the animals here in this court.
Are you done, Miss LaRose? You good?
Proceed, counsel.
All right. So,
Now the defense. Your statement?
okay, so check it. CC Flapjack was a very popular VTuber, but like she had a lot of people interested in her and her work, and there were a lot of people who were kind of shooting for the top. A lot of people who were trying to get into that agency, and you know, she was the stopgap, the blocker to people really getting there. They had to kind of meet her standards or exceed. I don't know if any of you know what it's like to be trying to get into a job where there's a limited number of seats. You have to wait for somebody to leave before you can get in. But that can drive people to some pretty difficult places. And I don't really think Pro CD is that kind of person. I mean, I don't think he has a VTuber career at all. If he was, you know, trying to appear on my game show to win a pretty small amount of the play currency we tend to use on this neck of the internet, then I don't think that was the career he's going for. So I don't really think he has much of a motive. I just think he makes a really effective patsy. And hey, we have enough evidence here, and looking through some of this, a decent number of witnesses, where I can prove, hopefully, that's the case. ProCD has no interest in being a VTuber, has no interest in murdering VTubers, and has been set up. So, yeah, how's that?
Tolerable.
Golf clap. Yep.
I'll take a B+. Yeah.
I'd also like to note it says the witness under me and not the defendant. I think that's a good sign.
Well, it's mostly because this whole thing was set up specifically to accommodate the majority of the people that will be here today, and unfortunately, in the grand scheme of things, you might have been rendered less important. Sorry.
Yes. Do you know how much digital engravings cost? Not very much, but they waste frames. And with that, I believe that is we have our opening statements.
That wasn't so painful. Okay.
So, Vent de la Rose, do you have your first witness lined up?
I believe so, Your Honor. The prosecution calls December 3 to the stand. You are dismissed, defendant.
Oh. Okay.
Hey guys, how is it going? Oh, right.
The witness will state their name and pronouns.
Right. I'm December 3. Any pronouns work, any at all? And it's lovely to be here tonight, folks. This is oh boy, what have I gotten myself into?
Well,
All right.
murder trial primarily, but hopefully you'll be, helpful. I've never heard of Shetty images.
Oh, well, I mean, they provide the best buck for the bang. You can search any term and you will find something that may look unique and will certainly be within your budget. And it's the only place I can really submit to these days that'll accept my stock images. Everyone else, I'm banned from all the other ones. It's all I've got. I can't even get on freaking Dreams type, and it's Dreams type.
I'm not gonna ask what got you banned, but that does kind of answer the question what your occupation is, so thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so let's see.
So, Vaunt, I believe you have some questions for the witness.
Yes, despite their profession, I think they have a certain expertise with facts of the case and evidence that should be helpful for our argument. Caster, are you familiar with how the examination process works?
Oh, I've played I don't know if we get in trouble for mentioning specific properties or not. I've played something that runs to this effect. You go and get him to make a statement, and then I interview them with that statement in mind to hopefully poke some holes.
In a manner of speaking, I will be opening up 2 lines of questioning using pieces of evidence from the record. We'll follow through, push, pull, interrogate for details, and then your cross-examination begins, with 3 lines of questioning related to the testimony or evidence.
Okay? That sounds...
His honor up here will be ensuring everything is on the level.
Yeah, no, that all makes sense. I can tell that the judge wants to kind of, keep things moving, so let's get to it.
Of course.
Well, so begin your questioning.
Good evening, witness.
Good afternoon, Mr. LaRose. Yes, how may I be of service today? This lovely court of law. What a lovely court of law, may I just say? It's
Can it, please? Okay.
There'll be no stalling for time in my court.
Yes.
Yes, Your
now
Honor.
that you are being questioned, and I don't want you wasting these frames. I'm still on a good split for now. This is your first warning. December 3rd.
Yes, Your Honor.
This this will fill in a clock for both me and you.
Oh boy. Thank you,
Ooh.
Your Honor.
Noted.
Yes, it appears the audience has discovered the system of Judge Tilts. All right.
Okay.
To begin, if the court could please produce the server logs.
Got it. Give me a second. Sorry, it takes a moment. I'm not nervous. I'm never nervous. You needed the server activity logs. Here you go. Sorry, it's covering your head. It's kind of large.
Oh, I do see. There are a lot of logs here.
Yes, correct. Now, December, do you have any, familiarity with this?
No, sir. I don't. I don't know anything about these logs. I don't know anything about this case. I mean, really, I don't even know anything about the victim. Seep flap. Jack, that sounds like something you'd order at a diner. I'm using the move Bald-Faced Lie, which +1 to another player's epiphany clock. Oh yes, and I think, let's see. So I guess I get to choose the player. So I'm going to say there's going to be +1 to Vaunt, and as I am going to, let's see, go with probably your tracks with jargon from your job or expertise. Yeah, no, I'm just spending all day, in the old photo shoot, just sticking myself in the blender, and seeing how much I can crank it, grip it and rip it, get all those screen caps every day. Please excuse my cat in the background. That's my studio assistant. It's actually a highly advanced stock photo AI that is in charge of companionship.
I'm glad you're not lonely.
Must be a difficult line of work. Was it your first choice of a career? Or was that?
Sure, kid. I'm sorry, sir. No, it was not. But with a face like this, it's just natural.
Mm-hmm. December. I'm going to use perhaps Caster. You may not be familiar. As attorneys at law, we have a move known as change the temperature, where we get to pick one of three objectives and ask a question.
Okay.
Adding +1 to our clock. We have the option to prod the witness to provoke them, upset them to weaken their resolve, or comfort them to open them up.
Makes sense.
I believe I'll be choosing the comfort option.
That seems uncharacteristic for you, but go ahead.
December, if I
Yeah.
may. This is a court of law. You aren't the one on trial here. I understand most people's engagement with this system is limited until they are in the hot seat, so to speak, but I don't think you should be worried about revealing your hand too much here. Now, to ask again, do you have any, perhaps, relevant expertise that could help us out with these server logs?
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's some skills that I've picked up throughout the years. Let's just say, stock photos don't pay the bills perfectly, so yeah, I've learned how to work with things like keyloggers and cracking open encrypted files. Just the kind of things I use to help little old ladies get back into their cars when they lock themselves out.
Uh-huh.
I think that would be a +1 to my clock after successfully changing the temperature.
Okay.
So, to clarify, Vaunt, what is the reason that you brought December 3rd? Did they have some specific tie to these logs that you happen to know of?
Well, unless they were deceiving us when they were speaking about not knowing anything about the case, I figured I'd bring in an expert witness to discuss the content of the logs. After all, as we know from the evidence description, they are obfuscated in one way or another. They're abbreviations, codes, things for a trained professional to decode, or for a computer or server to keep stored in themselves at reduced size. I believe if we had a expert witness here who could help decode the abbreviations or codes, we might gain some insight into the final moments of the victim.
Very well. And that was a clarification.
Yes, Judge,
moving the
you
clock for the
already have a new point.
witness.
Of the witness, gotcha.
Gosh, thanks, Judge. Oh my.
Mm-hmm. So, taking a look at the items here, what can you... I mean, taking a look at the... There are some timestamps here. We can hopefully get you within a few minutes of the event in question. Can you tell me what you're seeing here?
So, here, pulling up the evidence. Okay. Well, you can see if you take the evidence, bring it into the 3D view, and use your stylus to rotate it. On the back, you can see there is actually the encryption key just written on the back with a post-it note. It seems whoever put these logs here may have put them there for a reason and may have forgotten to pick them up. But using these keys, let's just see that. So G equals 2, and the poop emoji is E. Okay.
Don't tell me that they encrypted this thing with a Caesar cipher.
It's Rot 12. I'm sorry.
Now, if we can hopefully decode this properly, I want to ask some questions about the logs here. Before the victim's death, are there any server entry logs? Anyone enter their server house?
According to these laws, it does look like someone indeed entered the house, and it's kind of hard to make out, but looking through the string here saying identifying the user, it says the user ID is ProCD.
And witness.
Is that meaningful? Does that mean something?
More helpful than you think. Now, witness, are there any other arrivals beforehand?
Let's see. I mean, it looks like a couple hours earlier, 3 people entered and then 3 people left. It looks like they weren't around for very long, so I don't know what the deal with that is. But yeah, it looks like, the number of people should lines up in such a way that these people probably aren't relevant.
Okay.
Interesting. Actually, I would like to utilize another move. This is one you can use, Master, once per witness. It's press the witness, asking 2 extra questions relating to what they said. And this will add a +1 to my clock once it's through.
Oh dear. I'm quite fragile. Please don't press down on me very hard.
Just tell the truth, witness, and there will be no pressing involved. Now, do you have any relevant IDs for these 3 people? Do you have any names you can give us?
So as a witness, I have a move. Oh, let's see. Jeez, looking through my witness moves. Oh, I'm going to use the witness move refusal. No. There's nothing there. I mean, it's not relevant, doesn't matter.
Ah,
And
witness. This is a court of law, and by following the rules of Justicar, you have to pick one. Note that this will not be part of the trial record, because of course this is just procedural stuff. But which of those? But you either stay quiet because if you talk, someone will hurt you, or stay quiet because if you talk, you'll incriminate yourself.
Your Honor, it's number one. If I talk, someone will hurt me. And I think that's gonna be +1 to my clock and the judges.
Okay.
Well, I still have one more question.
Wait, so you just used press the witness to just get a free question? Wow.
I mean,
That's how it normally works, right?
Yeah, the
Yes,
gaming.
it is.
But that's fine. That's fine. I'm still learning the rules. Just clarifying.
yes. Second one. Do you see any? Well, actually, for focusing on those, how far back do these server records go?
Oh, phew, that's an easy one. They seem to go back about... Looks like they go back about 4 hours. That's weird. Server records typically go back at least a full day. Huh. Weird.
I think that completes my press. If you want to add a +1 to me.
Okay. Man, I don't
Interesting.
even have any clock points yet. This sucks.
Give it time, Caster.
And you will have your
just the-
opportunity.
Since
Yes.
I believe. Because as the defense, you now have the right to cross-examine this witness.
I wouldn't say just yet. I still have one more piece of evidence to bring up. But I would like to... One more thing about these server logs. If we zoom into the time of the death here,
yes.
what do these entries mean? Witness? What do you see here?
Oh. Let's see. Entries on the time of death. Okay, well, it looks like there is a lot of code that got run. Like, there's... Like, looking at all of these console logs that get run, this is more than anyone could, realistically type at once. This would make me think that something, maybe a batch file, was prepared in advance. So this... I think this... Does that mean it was premeditated?
I think if I asked you to roll on that, it would be speculative. Now, batch file, do you have anything... Taking a look at all of this would... If it were premeditated, something planted before, would it be consistent with, say, a bomb?
Oh, sure, I could imagine that being a bomb. Yeah, it looks like, hell, there's that just spawns a TNT block right there, and you can see the elaborate redstone.
Wait. Hold on. I could do a thing here. Objection to that statement. Hey, Ven, I'm still learning the ropes here, but that felt mighty speculative to me about trying to lead on what that entry, that batch file might be. We don't have any evidence that it's something to do with explosives. Doesn't even line up with the weapon that we have. For all we know, that weapon's a brick.
I will say this objection is sustained. Unless the witness can say that there's confirmably a sign of explosion. This line of questioning is purely speculative.
No, there's no guarantee in looking at this that it's actually a bomb.
Witness.
Oh, okay.
So,
Sorry, Mr. LaRose.
and as a prosecution, you must choose one. You either change your approach, ignore the objection, and press the issue, or drop the line of questioning altogether and move on, with different effects of each you choose.
I think it's within my right to try to change the temperature.
What, are we going for a hurt comfort fiction here?
I mostly do the hurting here, Council. I'd like to try to prod to provoke.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Apologies to the court. I believe we're getting a little out of the witness's wheelhouse. I don't think they have much experience with the subject matter here. I think I could ask...
Hey, if you're out of questions.
Judge, I'm gonna get prodded. Am I gonna be okay? Is there a Medicon staff?
This is all part of the legal system.
He is
Don't
very
worry.
pointy.
Okay, I'm paper thin over here.
Again, I've been disarmed before this line of work.
You got 2 arms right there.
I'm going to ignore that. Okay. What could this witness know?
He's just
Witness.
Ah, yes, sir.
So we may not be able to say concretely whether or not there's a bomb or some other thing here, but surely someone like you can identify what some of these scripts are doing, correct?
Sure.
You
I
have
mean,
2 eyes.
I do. I don't really see out of those. If you look over here, every time there's an eye in the overlay, that's actually kind of the.
Oh, the eye in images, I get it.
Witness, answer the question.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I can tell what some of these scripts are doing. While I don't think there's enough information there to say it's a bomb or was a bomb, but I think it's clear that there was, given how much redstone is being spawned in here and in the various configurations, it looks like this script is set to. Oh yeah, and look at all these pistons that it's bringing. This script is clearly set to move objects, probably large objects at that.
I think I'll take the +1, but I suppose I have one more question related to this piece of evidence.
Well, you did ask your 2 press the questions. Unless it's a follow-up, I believe that it ends your opportunity to ask leading questions.
You got to cross-examine at some point, right?
Oh.
Are any of the server entries at that time consistent with the victim's deletion?
Yes, I mean, I think it's easy to point to this log here, with user CCFJ log off parentheses oops dead close parentheses.
I think I'm still awaiting the +1 from that temperature change.
Ah, my bad.
Though in retrospect, perhaps I wasn't provocative enough.
No, it's all good. Making a
Yeah,
matter of keeping track. Thank you for reminding me. Hey,
Yeah,
so I get to tear all that testimony apart now, right?
Yes, I think
Yes.
I've explored the lines of questioning with that evidence.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
So
It doesn't.
Yeah, go ahead.
It doesn't look. So thank you, Vaunt Rose. Very eager to ask questions, but remember, I'm a little behind on the split now. But Caster, is your right as the defense to cross-examine.
Yeah.
You have 3 questions you may ask.
No worries. We'll keep up.
3
the pace.
lines of questioning, anyway.
Lines of questioning, correct.
So, I think I heard you say that you are fully unfamiliar with both the victim and the current defendant, correct?
Yes, yeah. Never heard of him in my entire life. Nope. No
So,
association.
unfortunately, that is already going to throw most of the things that you've previously said into pretty heavy disrepute. Just to double check, Judgy, establishing connections or highlighting new evidence, I suppose, is that a thing that's doable?
Oh. I believe as questioning.
Ah, yes, I know
Yes.
how to handle this to get the specific thing I want. Sorry about it. I am going to change the temperature here. Hey, so you mentioned previously that you said you don't know either the victim or the defendant, and I'm pretty dang sure that that's a lie. After all, your one of your old collabs is pretty well known.
Is there a question here?
Oh, sorry. Maybe I should be a bit more direct. That was a lie. There is a. Oh, yeah. I mean, you're pretty clued in to internet pop culture, Vaughn. I think you highlighted or have supposed you are running a VTuber case. I figured online pop culture would be part of your wheelhouse if you're supposed to be doing this.
I've been briefed.
Right. So there was a really popular meme video relatively recently. A collab between a voice actor and an image, a stock image model. A pop song, actually. Do you know who that collab was about? Or maybe maybe I should ask the witness. That's what I'm here to do, right? Hey, witness, are you familiar with a particularly recent memeable pop song that came out between a voice actor and a stock image model?
Oh, sure, maybe I've heard of it, but there's so much of the stuff that goes on. How can you remember it all? Right.
I am specifically aiming to pop prod to provoke you. I guess.
I do think that's worth a +1.
And it's fine. I'm just using bald-faced lie. Listen. It's fine. I'm just activating bald-faced lie and revealing my key. This is normal things that witnesses do on the stand. It happens all the time. I don't know what kind of implication you're trying to make. Yes, I've collabed with people. Yes, I've probably heard of this CC Flapjack, the emissary of the seas.
That's not who I'm asking about. That's not the defendant. Is do you know?
And
the
I'm
defendant?
definitely not a common stream troll in CC streams. Shut up! I don't do that at all.
Oh.
Oh. Wait, sorry, you weren't asking about them?
No, I wasn't. I was asking, however, about Pro CD and the delightful video that you made with him a while ago. Sorry it didn't take off.
Oh. I guess that's gonna be a +1 to your clock since I lied.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
So
you look like you could use it.
since you do actually know the defendant, and you are a fan of CC's, to follow up on that, was Pro CD a fan of CC's? Did they interact much at all? Since you clearly are up in her DMs.
Hey, not that kind of stream monster. Anyway, okay, so they did a Jackbox stream for like a big charity thing, but like that was like a year or two ago, and a bunch of random internet celebrities got in on that. Mavis Trackleroy was there too. I don't think these people were all friends or anything like that, and I haven't seen the two of them interact. Trust me, I would know if Pro CD sank to collabing with her.
Okay. Thank you very much for clarifying. I appreciate it. Following on about the those server activity logs, and you mentioned that the user ID of the person who entered the server just before CC's departure was specifically just marked Pro CD, no additional accoutrement, just the name. What's your user ID, if you don't mind my asking?
Oh, I mean, a bit of a personal question, but no, that's fine. It's
all in the name of the case.
Sure. Well, let's see. That's lowercase x underscore tilde underscore December. That's all caps underscore 3. That's in Roman numerals. And 1156522 GB.
Oh, it's long.
.biz.
Right.
.edu and 3.
So, user ID, and did you select that yourself?
No. Oh my goodness, no. I mean, there's just too many people signed up for things these days. There's no way you can just get your name as an ID. That would be ridiculous.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. Making sure whether there's anything that I can okay. I think this turns into this is I guess inadvertently become a press into this particular line of questioning about December 3's rather handle and ID. Thanks for clarifying that the handle that you are assigned is very rarely just your name. That would probably suggest then that Pro CD doesn't just use their name as an entry ID on logs. In fact, we could clarify that if we want to go and speak to him again. I'm positive. In fact, I will posit then that that log was clearly then faked, altered in some way.
Is that a question?
I guess it's a statement, not a question. I don't know whether that's something you could object to or not.
Well, listen, while you two are figuring that out, I'm important here. I'm a big shot, and I have other moves, like, well, actually. So, I know things about this, okay? And you're just saying that's fake. I mean, listen. Okay, so let's see. Here, I've got to press the button where I establish a fact and... oh, man. Or correct a falsehood and reveal my own connection to the case. Oh, boy.
So, yes, I would posit then that Pro CD is incredibly unlikely to go and have just their name as their log ID, considering the length of yours. So, that must have been faked.
Actually, I'll have you know that these server logs, it seems very unlikely that they were faked. I mean, listen, the hash checks out, it's got all the proper handshakes in it. But what I think is more likely, judging by the username here, is that whoever this was spent GoBucks on a special name, not just letting their full Digi-Catholic name out there, but for the premium property of just going by Pro CD.
Oh,
Wait, Are you saying that this Pro CD may not be the Pro CD that was before us?
That is what I'm currently suggesting, and what the witness, I believe, is clarifying as a possibility.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, this is very important information. You should have stated it earlier.
There was a lot going on.
Actually, you mentioned a lot about Redstone. I'm going to be wrapping up this cross-examination because I do believe that I have the ability to go and pull a witness related to the case at hand. You mentioned Redstone a whole bunch, and also the large amount of money it would take to go and change your user ID. I think I actually know somebody who plays a lot of games that use kind of Redstone and online fun bucks. Maybe they'll have some insight on this.
Before I go, you gotta add one to my epiphany clock for that will, actually.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Your Honor, I mean, this hotshot's out of line. I'm sorry, do they have a witness?
Yes. I mean, this is probably somebody that you should know as well, since, again, you've been briefed on the local VTuber online scene.
Well, they do have access to the court record, and I believe some knowledge about these VTubers.
So,
So, unless you have an objection, I believe that would be enough to wrap up questioning.
No, proceed.
sorry to put you on the back foot, darling. I would love to go and speak to one of the witnesses on the list, Dead Beef.
That's how it's said.
Did you say Dead Beef?
Yes. They're the popular. Oh gosh, what did they call it in either Somnium Files? The famous block build VTuber, Dead Beef, who would clearly know everything about the mechanics behind using scripts to move redstone and objects around.
Yes, block builder. What up, Hathin? I've seen those be able to use it for efficient means, but not Dead Beef.
Oh, you're familiar with him. Well, that'll make this a lot easier.
Very well. Bailiff, bring in Dead Beef.
No, that's really how it's said. I've been going Mr. D34, what so on.
Sorry you're not up on the lingo, friend.
What's this?
What up, YouTube? It's your boy Dead Beef here. Yeah, let's go. Popping off here on the special episode where we're taking a stand. The stand. That's right.
Young man, put your head above the stand this instant.
My head is above the stand.
Oh my goodness.
I can see your feet clearly there. Put your head above the stand or you'll be grounded.
Grounded?
Also, I'm sorry, isn't it spelled D34D?
Oh my gosh. My bad for currently reading the court record wrong. Would you mind confirming? Well, we can just ask the witness to confirm their name, can't we?
Yeah, you already know who it is. It's me, your boy, Dead Beef. #1 block builder, clock cleaner, rolling in the streets, getting those chicken dinners, winner, victory royales. You already know.
Yeah, no, my intro is long, but this is ridiculous. Your pronouns as well, please?
Oh, very he, him.
And to clarify for legal proceedings, this is my failure of a son.
Oh.
He's been playing the same game for how many months now, and he hasn't beaten it.
Yeah, whatever. It's not about whether you win the game. Like, you can't just win Fortnite.
Of course you can. Games are serious matters. A form of art, a form of sport. This is
Yeah.
your warning, dead beef. I'll have no slander of the high form of gaming.
Yeah, whatever you say, old man. Jeez.
Just to clarify, that increases your clock by 1, Judge.
Mm.
Got it.
Both mine and the witnesses.
Beautiful.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
So, Dead Beef, since I'm now the person kind of doing the initial kind of statement thing, let's look at our evidence for a moment. Oh, you are probably going to be very familiar with this, as you can explain how the weapon works. I would love to know more about it.
Oh, the weapon.
Yeah, let's go and pull that up, shall we?
Yeah, no, give me that pop-up.
Here we go. I mean, as a resident
Weapons,
brick builder
yeah.
expert, that sure looks like a brick to me.
You see, that's where you're wrong. You know, bricks are like perfect cubes. That's not a brick. You know, it's a dangerous weapon right there.
Oh, so this isn't a brick that you would find playing block builder.
Oh, I mean, it is, but it's not like it's a brick, but it's not a brick, you know? Like this, it's not the kind of brick you use to make things. It's the kind of brick you use to take things, lives. I mean, or,
right.
you know, typically, you know, throwing them to clear out mobs, but I mean, listen, the real fun here, hold on, what do you want to ask me about this here brick?
Yes, sorry
weapon?
to keep accidentally framing things in the way of a question and opening Vaunt to punish me for it. Could you please explain to the court how this brick works?
Okay, yeah, sure. So there's basically 2 ways you can rocket brick style.
Mm-hmm.
The first way is by going and you just walk over that sucker, you get that little chick noise that enters your inventory, you scroll to it, and then next thing you know, you're seeing your floating out in front of you. You can just click to bop someone's head in and just pwn them epic style. But you know, I mean, hey,
yeah.
that's great for the compilations, but the secondary mode, I think, is really the brick specialty. You drop that thing on the floor, spawn it in, whatever, and then you get something to push it around. And bricks, I mean, we all know bricks, they're extremely lightweight, and so something pushes this brick and it just goes flying, and if that thing hits someone, oh my god, the lulls are off the hook, man.
So you can either use it as a close-range melee weapon, or you can use it to cause impact damage if something can knock it around, and it's light. Okay. How do you register? I guess to kind of expand on that, just so my understanding, the game must measure your stats when you use weapons. So how does it know how many times you have used the brick?
Oh man, I mean, that's just kind of all kept up in the kill feed, you know. But I'm sure, if you pull up it in you got a personal stats page, that's the kind of thing where when you're trying to show your cred, you can go and see, check out how many times I, kicked some 2-bit tush with just a simple brick.
And just
It's called laying a brick.
Oh, well, great. I'm so glad I know that now. I'm so glad that fact is in my head forever and I will never forget it. So if you use the method of knocking the lightweight brick to cause a kill, does that register on your account?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, hey, you want to see how many times I've bricked someone, just straight up laid a brick on their ass? Here, check this out. Hold on. I gotta...
Let's
refrain.
From that, please.
This use of game mechanics is quite impressive, I do say. back in my day, when I was did many speed runnings, I once defeated a boss from the other side of the whole level, just by clipping on a stray grenade and having it being shot across.
Were you
Man,
able-
they patched that stuff out so long ago. I don't know why you're bragging about that. You can't even do that anymore.
Oh, test my patience.
Sorry, Pops.
Oh, it was better pre-patched. But anyways, that was an anecdote.
Hmm.
And I'll
And
fill
to your clock?
one of my clock.
Excellent.
Interesting.
Now, right. Okay. Next, my second question, and then I'm done with my side of the testimony. Got it. Let's talk about Red Brick and pre-programming it to do things.
You mean Redstone?
Thank
Red
you
Brick.
for the clarification. Sorry about that.
How embarrassing.
I'm not so good at Brick Builder. I played it like once in 2009 and realized it wasn't for me. But the previous witness said a lot about using redstone to activate a complex code and move a large object. Does that make sense to you? Oh, I guess I can bring up the if I can re-bring up the evidence of the logs, because we've already looked at them, right? So I could be like, hey, this is the evidence we looked at before, and this is what the previous witness said about it. Does that make sense to you? I
Yes,
assume
feel
a thing
free
that
to
the game
bring
lets
up
me
older
do.
evidence that's relevant.
Cool. Still sussing out how to be a lawyer on incredibly short notice. So we had some updates on the server activity logs, and it apparently mentioned that there was a large amount of redstone that performed a complex action that could lift or move a large object. Do you see that reflected in the logs yourself?
Oh man. I mean, listen, I'm not some kind of freaking nerd out here. I don't go reading all this stuff, but I mean, yeah, it does look like, they got a bunch of pistons in, that's guess if you got a bunch of bricks in, get a couple of pistons, set up the redstone, I probably send those suckers flying across the level like my pops did back in the day. So you can still do this.
I see. Thank you very much for clarifying. I'm just going to do one last thing before we wrap up and change the temperature a little. And specifically use upset to weaken your resolve, if that's okay. I don't know why I'm asking.
Hey!
So, since you're such a stellar block builder, streamer, and performer, I haven't seen you live recently, or at least not with the kind of numbers that Cece does. Considering she's relatively new, she was mostly a V singer, and she's kind of picked it up when the agency said that the game was popular, and she's been pulling in bigger numbers than you. That brick builder, which that must sting a little bit.
No, I say, activating bald-faced lie. I mean, listen, just because we work for the same agency doesn't mean I would have any reason to be envious or things would get weird. We're working for the same agency. We're like partners. We're working together. Everything's fine and cool, and I just so happened I just want to take a vacation. Can I do that? Can I just take a break? Go, actually, you know what? I think gaming is dumb for right now, and I'm gonna go, I don't know, touch grass.
Oh, you can
do that?
Excuse me, witness.
That was a hypothetical.
I am warning you again not to speak against the good name of gaming.
Oh, yes, that's 2 out of 3, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. If you continue on this, I'll have you on contempt of court.
Oh, jeez. I thought hypothetical was safe, but instead I was hyper-pathetical.
Oh,
I cannot stand you. A quick question: Have you collaborated recently with CC since you're working for the same company? Use the correct terminology here. We're pressing the witness with your bald-faced lie, and you've mentioned that hey, you're best buds. It's like, oh, so you've collaborated recently, Len. What'd you play?
By the way, because I told that bald-faced lie.
I
mean,
added one to the clock for
lied.
that. I already did
No,
that.
it's one to your clock.
Oh, to mine. Neat.
Yeah, I think I should just be at 5.
Ah.
Unless you added something.
You
to me.
did you did get one when you
yes.
hit one
You
of
were
the
warned.
judges. Yeah.
Ah, cool. Cool. See, everything works out in the end. Everything turns up dead beef. So the question of have I collabed with CC recently? Why is everyone looking at me right now?
Witness?
Why is everyone humming right now?
Isn't stalling also one of the things that the judge isn't a huge fan of?
No. Okay, fine.
And if you stall any further, I won't hold you in contempt. You'll be grounded from any video game after 2000 for a month.
No!
So speak, witness.
Fine, you forced me to use my single-use move outburst. This is stupid. CC sucks. People don't actually. She can't RNG manipulate, and when she does, she can't even lie about it well to make it seem like she actually got that lucky that she nailed the speed run. It's embarrassing. She gets all the block types confused. You need to show her how to make freaking. Don't make a gold hoe unless you're making a joke about it. And she didn't even make a joke. No, I collabed with her, but not on stream. I'm trying to show her the ropes, and there was someone else there. They told me not to talk about it, but you know what? Frick it, I say. FRIX.
Okay. So there was another person on the server that day.
Yeah, there was. It was out of the 3 people that logged on earlier. It was me, CC, and one other person who I. Do we really have to say their name?
I mean, mechanically, yeah, we'd love to cross-examine them after Vunt's done with you. So.
Fine. They're Step Salazar.
What?
I mean,
Step Salazar? My assistant?
Step Salazar.
Wait, you know Step?
Hey, Vent. Do you have any idea who Step Salazar is? I know you're across the room, but I am whispering to you in Soto.
We'll get there when we get there.
Also, everyone else except for me adds +1 to their clock.
Wow.
Neat.
Yeah.
So, hey, I guess that's all the questions I have for you. So, rip them apart, Big V.
Oh. What?
Yes.
There's more? Oh, geez.
Yes. The prosecution has the right to cross-examine.
I've been disarmed of my bladed weapons as well. There will be no ripping, thank you.
Hey, I know
Tearing.
I know the remainder of your sprite underneath that desk, and that's a bald-faced lie, but please continue.
Rude. If I may. Oh, Mr. D34DB33F. Earlier you said you worked for... I'm looking at you right now. Earlier you said you worked for the same agency as the victim. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's true.
Right. Say you're familiar with the line of work that is streaming?
Am I familiar? Yeah, I'd say I'm familiar.
Familiar with the VTuber scene, perhaps?
Oh, sure. Yeah, those losers all the time.
Interesting.
I'm not like them. I'm different.
If it would please the court, could I please have the victim's note?
Yes. You mean the suicide note?
Yes, that would be it.
Of course. Give me a moment. Coming to you live.
Coming to you live. According to this, laments the state of the VTubing industry. Mr. Beef, is there something wrong in particular with the VTubing industry?
There's something wrong with the VTubing industry. Jeez. Yeah, I think you could say that. You know, to get anywhere, you gotta either, you have some big connections or big naturals, if you know what I'm saying.
No, I don't. Please explain.
Resolution,
Yes.
correct? Is that?
Yeah, you gotta have some real high poly assets on you, kind of thing that'll crank down the frame rate of everyone who puts their eyes on you.
Like
that
an
makes sense.
expressive face, correct?
Yeah,
Like,
anything that'll make the viewers' processors chug,
yes,
or it really heat up their cores.
I mean, it's a shame that all of you can't quite emote like I can, but we move on.
I let my hands do the talking. Thank you.
I think I've been giving a pretty wide range of expressions over here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my goodness, those are eyes. So, based on what you've said, the problems, you say it's a nepotism problem.
Oh
and
yeah, it's not a meritocracy. You could put it that way. Connections are everything.
Yes. So I think the agency. Wow. Agency here. It's a high-profile one, isn't it? The one you and her worked for.
Oh yeah, one of the biggest and baddest.
Yeah.
You
one
know,
of the
started
biggest.
over in Netopia,
That's right.
and they finally opened it up to VTubers from across the data sea.
Yes.
Again, not mad that I've applied twice and didn't get in. Not mad at all.
The record will show you're not mad.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Witness this sort of agency contract. Say that's critical to someone's showbiz success. Big leg up in the market.
I mean, being a VTuber is so expensive if you want to actually have all that processing power and your big low poly naturals or whatever. And having an agency fund that for you is actually really useful. But they are very selective about who they give the money to. Sorry to answer on the behalf of the witness. It's just a fact that I'm particularly familiar with.
I don't think I can dispute that. A lot of pressure to keep the contract then, you'd say, Mr. Beef?
Oh yeah, no, it's once you get in, you don't want to leave. I mean, that's part of the whole graduation biz. You know, it's you're not once you get in, you want to stay in until they force you out.
Force you out.
Yeah, what do you think graduation is? Maybe you'd better know it as being decommissioned.
I've been briefed, shall we say.
Once again, graduation has come up. So, is it an oceanography degree? I mean, if your specialty was the sea, it makes sense.
No, Your Honor, it's nothing. It's not school graduation. It's a euphemism. It's in this field when someone is going to retire or if
Here,
they've lost the contract as
hey.
part of the broadcaster.
Retire. appeared young.
All right,
Churn
listen.
and burn of this industry is.
Sit,
I mean, look,
hey.
my handler editorialized.
Listen, Pops, I'll key you in. I'm gonna activate my move. Well, actually, I'm gonna get +1 to my epiphany clock. That's not just why I'm doing it, though. I'm doing it for the good of the people.
For the fans.
For the I do it for the free. So yeah, graduation. You know, you kind of hit a point when you're yesterday's tomatoes. You know, you know the phrase "leave them wanting more." You know, as soon as they see you've crested your peak in popularity, and you know you're on the downturn, they don't want to be associated with old news. So they'll just old yeller you. You know, take you out back and lock it, load it, drop it, kick it, move it faster, makes us better.
Text rename it. Yeah.
It's ugly. It's done. But that's just how it works, you know. And I mean, you know, they don't actually kill you or anything, but it's honestly, you know, I know she and I felt the same way. Fate worse than death. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hold on. I believe I have one more line of questioning, and we can wrap this up. The victim. Would you say she was approaching the crest? After the crest?
Oh yeah, no, I think she had kind of peaked. You know, there's the new hotnesses, new hotnopodes. Bigger names were rising, and her star was falling.
Would you say it was public knowledge that she was at this point in her career?
Oh, I think.
Hold on. Objection. That feels leading.
I'll say yes. Objection sustained.
Well, let me try to change my approach here. One of my options here. I was thinking. Now, we do understand. I'm not trying to claim that the victim killed herself. It was. I mean, that's integral to the evidence here is the fact that she didn't. I'm asking. If someone would know she was at that position in no, that's restating.
Sweating, Ven?
Certainly is an interesting case, wouldn't you think?
Are you telling me that model has skin pores?
I am not going to move across to the other side of the screen and check personally.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
The viewers are waiting. We're live currently, Big V. They're hungry to know.
What viewers? This is a courtroom. There's no cameras in here.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. 64.
I believe they mean the gallery. Now,
Oh shit! Can chat see us?
I'm not. I'm not the one. I'm not the one on trial here, so I don't need to answer that question.
All right. Perhaps instead, let's try changing the temperature here. I think I may try to prod, actually, to provoke. Since we have the witness in a bit of a bind right now.
Yeah, just try. I've got a pretty high armor class over here.
Do you say the victim was yesterday's news?
Yeah, I'd say so.
And yeah.
Must have felt pretty nice. Did it?
What, you mean... What felt nice? Her getting kicked off, or, you know, just a little bit of less competition in the agency so I could stand out more?
Could be either. I'm not one to say, but
I'm not the kind of person to, delight in others' downfall. Outside of a recreational setting.
Better.
no coaching. Come on. If apologies, I don't think that would fly in a military tribunal. If someone knew about the state of her career, could they not have built a note around, they not have used those details to fill in the note in question here?
Oh, jeez. Could someone have used that to build a note that,
Wait, are you claiming that this note shows a sign of insider knowledge? That whoever wrote it must be familiar with the state of the agency?
Well, when I tried to inquire how much of the state of their career was public knowledge, I was objected to. I don't know if anyone in the public would have known. Just saying, if someone were seeking to cover their tracks, a fake suicide note might be the way to do it. If it were full of details about the state of the industry, or perhaps the ultimate fate of those who become yesterday's news, well, I think it's more than just a riddle. I think it's tampering.
okay, that's it. I did just activate.
It's not an accusation, Mr. Beef.
I still gotta activate my move refusal here. You gotta understand, I gotta stay quiet, because if I talk, someone else ain't gonna like that. So, how about we cut this short,
Seems like a common thread these days.
Hey, if we don't change the topic soon, I'm cutting this. I'm cutting this right here.
Well, we're probably overdue a recess anyway for 5 minutes, so if you're done.
So, is there any more questions, Vaughn?
No, I believe I've exhausted 3 lines of questioning. Does anyone get a +1 for that refusal?
Yeah, that's gonna be a +1 to mine and to yours, Vaughn.
Interesting.
I'll have to have some stern words about what company you keep, young man. And in a non-professional setting.
Yes,
So,
Dad.
I believe that was the second pre-recess witness.
Which
Was it?
means...
So, to summarize my view of the case so far, it seems to be that the server logs are less of a silver bullet than we thought, given that with enough Go bucks, anyone could have been pro CD. Additionally, that there's some funny business with the weaponry, and also some heavy ties to the agency. It's shown in the note, and the condition of the graduation. I guess with that, we'll need some time to go over the evidence and notes and seek out a step. I believe it was his day off.
Oh.
But I'll be bringing him in.
While you're fetching him then, I'm going to go to a 5-minute break so the people who definitely aren't watching will have the opportunity to get a stretch and some water. So, see you all in 5?
See you all after the recess.
Tight. Later. Welcome back, everybody. I'm going to hide that suicide note. We no longer need to look at it. There we go.
And sorry to bring you up on your day off, Step.
Oh.
No, I get it. It's just how the business works.
So you're
Yes.
Step Salazar. You seem quite well put together.
Thank you. Yeah, what would you expect from a, I mean, I'm a professional. I'm a little surprised you thought otherwise, I guess. Perhaps you haven't heard of me.
No, I hadn't actually. If you wouldn't mind going over who you are.
Sure. You know, the name's Step Salazar. Either works, you know. But, yeah, I'm an assistant. I help people who need it the most.
Yes. It manages a lot of the files for the court.
Indeed, I'm working with the most respectable and, I would say, charming members of society. The elderly. So there's a lot of managing cat photos for little old ladies, trying to help them send an e-card, all that kind of stuff. And our right and honorable judge here, I'll also help him too.
Yes. Oh, he's helped me make my browsing go faster. Turns out those bars on top, they get slow things down a lot. You'd be surprised.
It's true. Only my toolbar is the one that will help keep things clean and convenient.
Right, you're a regular superhero. Hey, Big V, do you mind if I take this one first?
Granted.
Cool, thanks. So, Step, I was gonna ask how you're kind of affiliated with the goings on here. So you're you work for the judge.
Sure, yeah. Work for the judge, but he's one of dozens of my lovely clients. And hey, we got a subscriber. Awesome. And,
Hey, hold on. I'm the only person who can see that. Thank you very much.
Oh, Namiri is one of my clients too.
Oh, I hope you're not calling Nymeria old. That would be very rude. Anyway, focusing. So you're generally on with the court goings on. Can I ask? I kind of arrived here in a very odd timing, I suppose, for all of you. So who was here before me then? It wasn't just Big V and an empty desk, right? Because that wouldn't be especially fair.
Well, no, you're asking me?
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
you're the court assistant. You would know this, right?
No, that's fair. I mean, you really want to know the truth of it? Because
We are in a court of law, Step Salazar.
We are. Okay, well. And I suppose I'm going to use bald-faced lie. The person that was here before, I mean, listen, they were respectable, they were perfectly competent, but it just wasn't appropriate for them to be there, so we shuffled things about a little bit, a bit of move and shake. It's all part of the game, all.
I mean, talk about sending somebody to the wrong address.
Listen, our right and honorable judge up here has a record he's trying to hit. And who am I to prevent him from hitting that any % world record?
To be clear, I'm going for 100% record of correct adjudications.
Of course. Forgive me, Your Honor.
Okay.
And you know what? Hey, Caster, for your time, advance your clock by 1, why don't you?
Oh, well, thanks. You're such a generous courtroom assistant. Actually, that would also mean that you put the evidence docket together that you was so generously left behind this PNG of the desk. One of them was actually a little interesting. I was wondering if you could kind of talk me through it while it's there.
Okay, shoot.
Yeah, so, Cece's pretty popular, so I didn't think we would need to kind of go over it in detail. But there is her teaser video here, and compared to all the rest of the evidence, I'm not quite sure what it has to do with anything. But I haven't had a look at it yet, so I guess we can watch it together, unless you have an explanation as to why it's in our evidence docket.
I have not played the video yet, no, so... Sure, well, refresh my memory and why not enlighten us?
Okay, we're gonna go and play the video in 3, 2, 1, go.
Dear Lord!
Oh God!
Oh my God!
Jesus! I mean, it's a feast for the eyes.
I think I've seen military interrogations conducted under better conditions.
Well, it's almost hypnotic, honestly.
I thought the zip file was the most dangerous piece of evidence.
Oh God. I think I'm feeling a little dizzy.
13-year-old meme right there. Oh.
So,
Do you know
okay.
this video is flagging as a hostile on my targeting system.
I can't hear you. Could you say that again? It's really loud.
I said...
You know what? I'm turning this off. Fuck this.
Bailiff, off! Oh.
So,
If you put that video up without good reason again, I will penalize you, caster.
No, trust. I am not doing that again myself.
I hope we got the relevant details.
Yeah, so, okay. Let me, sorry, after, that was like I feel like I need to defrag after putting that in my ass. Give me a second.
Also, steps, Salazar. We'll have to discuss the defense issue later. But I am also curious why this piece of evidence would be checked in.
Mm-hmm. You would have been in charge of handling that, right?
yeah, sure. I mean, listen, it's, I don't think you have to be in tune with the biz to know that a video like that is not exactly, I wouldn't call that the best of the best. I don't know, but maybe it just depends on what kind of audience you're trying to bring in, but, seems like a weird thing to run, you know, maybe perhaps something if you're trying to torpedo your own career, you'd run something like that. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty useful to know. Actually, you say that like you're a bit of an outsider to the hobby. Do you know much about VTubing?
Oh, well, do I know things about VTubing? I mean, like, a little bit, only through osmosis. I don't watch that crap, you know, I'm not like those, TikTok 40-year-olds that are going on and, you know, watching all their, Veenies or whatever. I'm more old school, you know, sit me down with an episode of Matlock or, you know, watch out for rolling rocks in, you know, 0.5A presses. Ain't that right? You're right, an honorable judge.
Yes.
There you go.
Man of taste.
Yeah. Gosh, I'm in a room full of traditionalists, aren't I? Okay then. Just to kind of get things back on track, were you present for the arrest of Pro CD?
No, I wasn't present for the arrest of Pro CD. It's, you know, they gotta hop all over the place. Now, let's see. Can I use a move here? Yeah, I think we'll use well, actually. Why not? It's process of being a desktop assistant. You know, there's a lot of moving and shaking you gotta do. So, by the time Pro CD was arrested, no, I wasn't hanging around there, but you know, a lot of people come to me asking for their horoscope. You know, how's Scorpio looking? How's, you know, is Libra gonna get some on Saturday, etc. And kind of figured, so with this kind of stuff, I mean, it can make some fun stream reaction. So was I there with Pro CD at the time of the arrest? No. But Sure. We had been, talking earlier, talking shop on this and that. It's, some of these people, the main reason I know anything about the whole, VTubing biz.
Okay, thank you for. Sorry, go ahead.
I may want to note, defense. I will remind you why you brought Step Salazar to the stand.
Yes. Sorry to kind of bring him in on something of a personal curiosity. It seemed like he would be the best person to ask about the finer situations of why I'm even in this circumstance. But the practicalities of it is that, hey, if Pro CD is being held here and Step Salazar is such a... I'm going to specifically use change the temperature and comfort to, like, butter you up. Since he's so incredibly competent, he would have also, had an eye on Pro CD in holding, for example, and just generally be across all ventures on this side of things, keeping this organized.
Also, may I remind you, defense, that another witness has placed Step at the scene of the crime.
Oh, this is true.
You said you could handle this in a professional manner, Caster. But now I fear you've been wasting our time with something personal. This is a warning to you.
Yeah. No, I can only really put my hands up about that. Sorry, I'll get back on track. That's a point on the clock for both of us, right? By the way? Wonderful.
Yes.
I wasn't fishing for that. So, to get back to the matter at hand, I guess there is off the back of changing the temperature, I have buttered you up. If there is anything that you want to kind of like be more willing to comply on the other side of that, not to talk mechanics at you, Step Salazar.
No, I understand. I mean, I must ask, Caster, what's your sign?
Oh, I'm a Capricorn, actually.
Capricorn, no, this makes sense. Well, I think you'll find today is a very auspicious day for Capricorns. Going to be taking great risks, great shots, put into situations that are unfamiliar to you. But if you trust in the process and use your best judgment, I think you may come out better for it.
Wow, lucky.
Right.
That's...
Oh, man. What about you, then? What's your sign?
Well, my call sign back in the field was
Forgive me, Vaughn.
Blade Raven.
Oh my God.
Blade Raven. That must be that 13th sign they added back a couple decades ago.
Corvus is a constellation, but I think we're drifting off topic here, can we not?
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, Step Salazar, reminding you of this because I thought of it and not because I was reminded. One of the witnesses who's involved in the case at hand, placed you at the scene of the crime earlier.
Well, sure. No, hey, it's a very Capricorn thing for you to, go for this. Listen.
But hey, what were you doing? Especially since you've already just said to the jury, chat, do you count as a jury? Let's not dwell on that. You said to the jury that, hey, you are not part of any of that kind of current era pop culture, but CC is nothing but incredibly current. So what were you doing there?
Well, listen. I'm only saying this because, Castor, I like you. You got a style and panache. Almost as good as the guy who was behind that desk before you.
Oh?
I'm gonna use a single-use move. My secrets are your secrets. So, listen. Cece and I, we're gambling buddies. We blow off steam in the off hours and, roll the bones know when to fold them, all that good stuff. You know, these suits don't come cheap. I'm sure you know that just as well as I do.
Oh yeah, you are of the finest resolution, my friend.
You're too kind.
You have absolutely been caught in 4K.
But, I think out of these options of my secrets are your secrets, which to use? I think I'm gonna go with, ooh, let's see. We've already got all the keys revealed. I think probably changing an exhibit in an important way.
Mm.
Those server logs that y'all are reading. If it, am I correct in thinking that they've been a bit anomalous and have, or I should say, not anomalous, but perhaps hard to draw a conclusion from?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, it's raised pretty likely that somebody has spent a large amount of Go-Bucks to go and change their user ID, which... What is your user ID, if you don't mind my asking? Oh, I can ask that later. Sorry. Your thought.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Very, very Capricorn thing to do, to hit it all at once. But I think you'll find, perhaps, this court's star sign is waning as these logs, the chronological order is in reverse. Because, yes, I was there, and so were two others that I'm sure y'all are familiar with. But we showed up after the events.
What?
Hold up. So that means that after CC died, 3 people, you, Deadbeef, and, well, the record said that CC was there, but she had already died. So who was that third person you were with?
Oh, that third person I was with? Listen. Love to tell you, bud. But... You know I gotta do it. Gotta hit that refusal. Because if I talk, you know they're not gonna like it.
Hold on, is it... Sorry, that means these records are 4 hours after the incident, not before, right?
Indeed, the incident and the following 4 hours.
Oh,
And-
well.
This contraption with all the redstone and pistons and the bricks and all that, that was the cleanup.
Oh. Okay.
Step. This is awfully suspicious of you.
Listen, if it wasn't true, I wouldn't say it, Your Honor. I think it's important to bring this to the light of the court, and what I find suspicious is the fact that this hasn't come up earlier. I thought we arranged to have a professional look at these logs.
Well, I don't know whether you would call somebody a stock photo model with a stock photo model with a failed music career a professional at data analysis, but... Hey, Big V, was there supposed to be a data analyst in our list of witnesses?
Well... no comment.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, you can't run on no comment because I guess I'm out of my initial questions. So, you seem kind of reticent to ask Step Salazar anything especially pointed, Big V.
Hey, Vaughn, if it makes you feel better, for that refusal, go ahead and take your clock up, I dare you.
Fine enough. I still have a cross-examination to do here.
Yeah, although I guess before you go and do that, do you know each other? You already seem pretty familiar. It makes sense that Step and Judge know each other.
It's a very professional relationship.
I mean, I've seen Judge 64 a number of times presiding over trials. I think at some point I'd run into his assistant.
Okay. Well, don't hold back just because you're familiar.
Yeah. I don't think I will. It would please the court. Let me draw from the evidence one more time here.
What you looking for, boss?
Digital pet.
Roger that. Here we go.
I guess they're right, cute fella.
But something to clarify. If the witness was seen moving, or if the victim was seen moving after the time of Pro CD, it would seem quite strange to accuse him of murder. After all.
Interesting indeed.
Well, we don't know much about before the death, if the time logs have been reversed. Perhaps if we have a witness of sorts to the final conversation, it can clue us in.
I wonder if there's actually something that can clear all this up right away, but I'll hold my tongue and let you do your cross-examination. Something about a parrot?
Yes, at least the one here with an allergy to birds is no longer in the room. Good fella. Digital pet. Steph, if you were there on the scene, do you remember this fella here?
Yeah, I mean, it's, listen, it's, like the olden days, you get all kinds of those, pixelmons hopping around, just little avatars. Look, one of dozens, but I guess that one is, unique in its, little, call and response property. Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Seems to record back lines of conversation and say them. Like a parrot. Probably doesn't know anything about the context.
Okay.
Taking a look at it. Yeah. It's... I'm sorry, you did say it was there when you arrived, correct?
Yeah, you bet.
How would you say it's reasonably accurate record keeper? Would you say it's... Well, no, let's rephrase that.
It does play things back in a random order, but if it says things, sorry to interject, but if it says things that it hears in that conversation, if there was a conversational partner for CC, we'd hear it, right?
Presumably. Is it a tamperable kind of thing?
Boy, it seems pretty scrambled already.
Yeah, no, these things, I mean, you need to get into modding the whole server if you're going to tamper with something like that. At least that's the impression I've gotten. That's why, CC and the kind like to use them instead of the kind where a viewer can just upload something rude like them shouting butts. That happened once.
True. I mean...
Banned from Twitch. Miserable time.
No butts on Twitch.
No butts.
What?
You think butts can bloom on the battlefield?
No coconuts either. Anyway.
Yes, I think I'm going to try to...
You trying to get me to just talk about a bird or what?
I'm going to try to change the temperature here. I think I'm going to try to upset again. I think just we're going to try something to weaken the resolve. It's not, I mean, you said it's not really something that can be tampered with. It's not something, is there any... If we look at an AI like one of us here, I mean, anything Now, this may get a little personal, but it's not like there's a security backdoor or something that a specific person would know that they could use to root around in it, right?
You making an accusation of something?
Oh, I don't.
Absolutely not. I don't know of any kind of security backdoor that the bird would have. If the bird's saying something, I trust it with my whole heart, with all 20 brushstrokes of this goatee I got.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as though, if someone were trying to mess with the judge's assistant, there weren't some sort of phrases to get. I mean, it just strikes me as strange that you can't tamper with the bird, but
Vaughn, as much as I hate to interject, if what Step Salazar says is true, your case is going to be difficult. What does this bird say that can put it into question whether the victim was walking around after?
Now, if it recorded her final conversation. Well, Your Honor, I was just wondering if, like certain people in this room, there might be security backdoors that allow someone to get into the record and obfuscate it or confound it in some way.
Hey,
mean,
Big V,
it's
you've said that twice about security backdoors. And not that you're on trial or anything, but why is that the specific line of questioning you're taking?
I don't know, Step. Do you know why I'm at? I'm sorry, that would probably be leading, wouldn't it?
Hey, I'm not going to object. I'm interested in hearing.
No, I've just, if the server logs have been interfered with, perhaps there's something about the bird's records. But perhaps we'd like to press this thing's buttons and see what kind of response it puts out. Kind of things was it saying near the end?
And hey, I don't think it's going to come up with any, coherent words, but we can probably tell by the range of voices it uses what people were present when it recorded that conversation.
Perhaps some clues to the identity of our mysterious fourth party.
I would just go ahead and play the damn bird.
I don't think we have a mechanic for that, so I don't know who gets to decide who's on that. Hey, Judge!
Let's see. Of the bird's voice. Why? Let's see. I guess, Vaughn, if you put it into evidence, you could be the one to press press its buttons, see what's recorded.
Yes.
Did you just pass the buck to the... Okay.
Well, are you expecting me to press it from up here?
No, I guess I
suppose
am.
Not.
I guess I am asking, maybe out of character, so we can move on from this point. How do we resolve what voices are heard on it? Is who decides that of the four of us?
I'd say out of character. Whoever wanted to put it into
I guess it's me. I think.
Yes.
Sure.
I think
Okay.
the best thing
Go
to
for it.
do. I think the best thing to do in this case would be to press it, take note of what it says, and ask the witness who that corresponds to.
Because after all, since you're presenting this evidence, it's something that helps your case.
This is a very elaborate way of passing the buck around, but okay, I get it. All right, Big V.
Yeah. So, what does the parrot say?
I'm sorry in advance for the voice. Who are you? The witness who would have said that?
Sorry, who would have said, "Who are you?"
I understand there's the virtual pet here is somewhat distorted when it replays the voice clips, but
I mean, I sounded like Cece.
Okay.
Guess
So
she was surprised to see someone.
that she's never met before? and walked into her server and
Perhaps
doesn't
not
know-
in person.
Hey. Not to say that this is a faulty line of questioning or anything, but is this anything? Just to ask. Is this anything?
I mean, hey, kind of makes it sound like like CC didn't know the face of the person.
Huh.
Well,
That could be anyone.
let's see.
I mean, hey, couldn't be me. She knows who I am, and it's probably
And judging from what my son said, if they were rivals. So
Maybe they know each other. Well, yeah, no. From
True.
what your son said, they've practiced at least.
Mm-hmm.
they're in the same agency. They know what each other look like.
That's one. What if we get closer to anything the attacker would have said?
Sure. It's just that if that's something that CC said, I think that absolves Pro CD.
I don't know if they met in person.
Well, that's the thing. It was mentioned our first witness, resuming names, apologies. December 3 said that there was a previous a Jackbox collab between CC, Pro CD, and a bunch of other celebrities. One scrolling back up in chat, Mavis Trackleroy. So they've met.
then, when did this recording come from? If it was
Well, we have to entertain the fact that it was CC Flapjack's last words.
Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be the killer in question here. That she may have been speaking to someone else at the time. There are multiple people here.
Okay.
This damnable bird.
I'm always saying it.
Hey, you're the one who brought it up. I have no feelings about it one way or the other. But hey, are you done in terms of, cross-examining?
I have a lot to take in, but if there's
I mean, hey, it's my day off. You gonna keep me here much longer?
there's a recurring thread here, something to pull on, something about the man at the center of this, the shadow in the middle of the light, the one who no one can refer to, the one that both of the other people in the server are reluctant to bring up the name of.
Oh, actually, goodness. So Step, you were really thorough in terms of leaving your leaving all the evidence and stuff for me to handle, all that paperwork. Thank you for doing that, considering I was drafted in. It says here... Oh my god. No, you seriously got them as the defendant? Yo. But it says here that the defendant was supposed to be Raffi the Owl. Who indeed?
I mean,
Oh, do you mean defense?
Yes, sorry, the defense, not the defendant. I'm tired.
that makes more sense.
Yes, the
yeah,
defense.
I mean, listen, I said you were, almost as well dressed as they were.
It's just that, well, I know them. Can you take them here? They might have some information that I don't have here. They clearly investigated, because I didn't have the time to investigate the scene. I was called here for the trial, so maybe they have some evidence that nobody else has gotten yet.
God, more of these freaking birds. All right, yeah, sure. If it pleases the right and honorable judge, I will go fetch one Raffi the Owl.
Why? This is a strange request. It seems to be that the defendant already seems clear that you're bringing in another witness.
Yeah, I guess this counts as a surprise witness.
Why?
More than anything else, I figure if we've reached a bit of an impasse, then at least one other person who's investigated the scene that we've not spoken to yet might be the key to resolving things, I figure.
Well, I
Oh.
did say we want to drag the truth out into the light. I don't think I can drag it out of this bird.
Mm,
Put that back in the record.
It's very courteous of you, Caster. Dedicated to the truth. Dedicated to this my run being 100% accurate.
Hey, you know, nobody likes hitting that 99% at the end of the run and realizing you missed a gem back on level 3, you know what I mean?
Well, it's very true. So, you understand some of the ways of speedrunning too, I see.
To a degree. I watch a lot of games done quick. Anyway, Rafi, hey, what the fuck's going on?
Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's me, your amazing agender avian co-host, Rafi the Owl, on a thrilling evening in...
We've already done the introductions. Let's not do it. So
You did that without me? Oh man, Caster, come on.
well, you weren't here. I had to go and stream without you.
Yes. And you almost ended up let this trial end quite quickly.
Oh, geez. I mean, listen, I'm not qualified to be the defense. I'm not the mystery slut. That's why Caster's there.
I mean,
I'm just keeping the seat warm.
I am horny for mysteries. It is true. But like, considering how often you bully me for my incompetence at video games, I figured you would be like
That's
here to
only
go and
at
take points.
pressing buttons. You're good at figuring things out.
I'm sorry, can we...
Hey, if you can
we
bring your
move on?
Big V, if you can bring your personal relationships into court, so can I.
Okay, look. I've got nothing. Go on.
Whoa, holy
Oh.
crap. Is that a Net Battlers OC? Nice.
Oh, I am so confused.
It's all good, 64. We'll clear this up in a second. So, Rafi, real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's up?
Did you get the chance to case the joint, the crime scene before I got like transferred in?
Oh man, did I get the chance to case the joint? Well, tell me there was one joint I cased. No, yeah, sure. No, I was able to go check it out. Load in, there's the world was password protected, but thanks to the fine folks at the court, I was able to log in and give it a look-see.
Mostly, there's just one thing I wanted to double check.
Yeah, what's up?
So apparently, people's IDs here can be like moved around if you pay enough Go-Bucks.
Yeah.
It's just that a handful of people have not mentioned what their IDs are currently. And there's just a couple of people that I thought you might want to double check for me. If you know, you might know. I don't know if you checked.
Sure. I mean, listen, I wasn't really going over the people who are logged in, but I mean, hey, I still have the creds. I can go and log in real fast and just go and
and see if the name is taken, and then by whom. That makes sense.
Sure. Yeah, why not? What the hell? I was just kind of thinking of going in and checking the player list, but whatever.
Oh, it's all good. You probably need the money to do so, but it's all good. I'm just gonna go and rummage around in the evidence here for a second.
It's not the Go-Bucks, is it?
Oh, I mean, we need to be able to like pay to. I have a feeling they won't even let you into the menu if you don't have the cash, right? So, could you go take a scoop of that?
This is highly unorthodox. But
Hey,
then again, using items in ways they're not supposed to. It's all what about speedrunning is all about.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're a little short on time, so I wanted to kind of wrap things up.
Better not clip into the evidence locker.
Would you mind seeing who currently has CC Flapjack taken?
Yeah, sure. I'll go check that and see if I can poke around with some other ones. So I'll be back in a jiff. Just gotta go and tack, and...
I can still hear their voice. It's like they're here with us.
Okay, I'm back, and that was a good idea to go check that. Yeah. So I actually went and I don't mean to brag, but I'm a pretty good typist. I leave that menu open. Ignore that. So I went and I checked who has the name of CC Flapjack, and I also checked who has the name of Pro CD.
That would have been my second.
So the name CC Flapjack looks like it was owned by, the so what the hell is she? Freaking Manta Ray by the Ray herself. Which, all right, sure. But it seemed like it got snapped up when, let's say, her account expired. That name was suddenly free for the taking.
Nice euphemism.
Thank you. The Pro CD also. Yeah, I mean, I know, I don't actually watch a lot of VTubers, but
Hey, as long as you're on my channel when we're live, I don't mind. But go ahead.
I mean, like I do follow Pro CD, just seeing what they're up to, and what the horrors will be. They don't play this game. They don't play this game at all, at least not on stream. And I'm inclined to believe that, judging by the ownership here, where clicking into the profile, Pro CD seems to be. Oh man, okay, hold on. I'm looking through this. The names are a little obfuscated, and so as a group exercise, let's just go and talk about all of the people who have already been placed on the scene and those who have not. So I guess I'm not on the scene. I don't really intend to end up on the scene. That would be a little embarrassing. Being outed as someone who plays what block build.
Yeah.
But let's see. The victim, we know she was on the scene. Pro CD has
allegedly
he was
been
picked up there.
Yeah, well, so when Pro CD was arrested, he was on the server. I didn't know that.
Okay, yep, makes sense.
Step Salazar was there.
Step Salazar was there. Good.
Dead Beef was there.
Dead Beef was there, so it's only December 3 who wasn't there. Which, hate to say it, it makes sense. As looking into who has the who stole the name, CC's name. It was none other than December 3 itself.
They were very cagey about saying what their ID was, huh? No further questions.
What? Wait. Oh, okay, hold on. So I'm not done here, right? Like, the big guy over there is going to be...
I get to cross-examine, yes.
Okay, phew. Sure. Man,
surely you should be taking Rafi out to a dinner and a movie first, but hey, I'm not one to judge. That's 64's job.
So, with this turn of events, this seems to be leading pretty clear to who did it.
Wait, nobody laughed at that joke? Man.
But prosecution, you have an opportunity to cross-examine.
Yes. Well,
here, hold
this
on.
is a fine. How do you do?
Does this make you more comfortable? I know I can be pretty intimidating, so I'm hoping bring some additional comfort creatures will.
Right. Um, wow, we've come very far, but there's one particular piece of evidence we haven't brought up yet.
Okay.
A zip folder.
Well, there's a careful reason as to why we haven't done that, but if we must.
You say you're pretty
Of course.
tech-savvy witness, wouldn't you?
Sure enough, yeah.
Know how to unzip a folder? I'm not requesting you do it.
Oh, listen, if it pleases the court, I'd like everyone to know that I did pay for WinZip, so no free skating here.
Look at
sure,
you,
yes, I can.
bougie.
It would be a breach of trust if the trial ends. You gotta pay.
Mhm.
I mean, listen, I can try to unzip this.
I
but
wouldn't recommend that. I familiar with scams and malicious attacks, anything like that? Just casually, we don't have to explain phishing or malicious downloads to you, right?
No, I am familiar.
Any idea how this would have ended up at Miss Flapjack's streaming server?
Well, how would this end up here? Your Honor, I think, if it pleases, are you familiar with the term ACE, arbitrary code execution?
I wouldn't be a speedrunner if I didn't. No.
But I'll explain to the rest of the court. Arbitrary code execution, basically simply tricking a program into executing code outside of its typical parameters. You read it pop up.
It's the
No.
explanation. It's the referral.
I just exposed it here.
Hopefully yeah. I'm trying to get the preparing Miro board in advance, but hey,
No
that didn't go
problem.
quite to plan.
And I've seen some of the patch notes for Blockcraft. Again, I don't play it, but it's when a new patch comes out, I'm just kind of curious what's in there. And there was a big, hustle and bustle as it came out that they had patched out an arbitrary code execution vector. It's possible the server is running on an old version. In fact, if the version number that when I just logged on looked like they hadn't patched yet, so it's very possible that they had set things up to run some code.
What would this code do, witness?
Anything. I mean, it's arbitrary, It's launching an outside program, and if this zip is as nasty as has been promised, then I would guess it would probably not leave CC in a very favorable position.
We're saying it could execute code in the streaming environment, not just the game. Is that correct?
Sure.
Interesting. As for the provenance of the error, is there any possible explanation for that?
Well, we're trying to run it outside the parameters of her server. It might just be so set up that when you try, this thing requires all of the hooks and crooks, all of the files already running to be run off of Blockcraft server.
So if we were to... You know what? Let's not bring the game in here, for all of our sakes. Interesting.
As a witness?
No,
I know, I'm kidding.
don't want to open it in here. Code execution. Do you have any idea what a Blockcraft-based attack, as it were, could do to the stream environment?
Let's just say the word execution can be used as a bit of a double entendre. You feel me?
If I must. Perhaps... Well, You know, it's strange. The previous witnesses talked about showing up after and perhaps a piston setup? Something with bricks?
Well, we do know what the murder weapon was at the very least, but
Oh. So you're saying that this zip file could have been the trigger for some contraption?
Some
Sure.
sort of...
Now, to be clear, it would take someone who is pretty, had some real tech know-how to do this. Working with all kinds of sneakies and.
keyloggers?
Sure, I'm sure that kind of expertise would work.
Huh. Okay. Interesting. I think we have it. Or at least, I think it makes sense now. Any more questions, Big V?
Yeah, would you stop calling me that?
Little V?
Fine then.
I
Von
think
LaRose,
we can
do you have any
Thank
remaining
you.
questions?
I think we can proceed now, thank you.
Okay, hey, that's me out of here, right?
Yeah, no. Thanks.
Yeah,
next
no
to the
problem.
owl, next to the owl, you had me convinced this was going to be an easy day, and I don't appreciate it.
So, Lynn, let's bring December 3rd to the stand then. And we could do our closing statements.
Very
Right.
unfortunate.
Let me just
Right.
go and make sure that that's updated.
Oh, I am here again.
Thank you very much for
So-
taking the time.
Oh, there's been additional information could come up December 3rd. So,
Oh.
how we are going to resolve this? I noticed that all of our epiphany clocks are full. So, first I'll declare a truth about this case. Then, both the prosecution and defense, you'll summarize how you see the case and reveal a bit about it. December 3rd, you've been accused pretty heavily. You may have the final word, a declaration of guilt or innocence, and a revelation from your epiphany clock. Well, something either you believe in or something that, let's just say, whoever is behind you has come out.
Okay.
So, I'll say that overall this case has had twists and turns. As for my truth, I'd say I am rather impressed with this setup. It seems like whoever had this planned out used this virus not to kill, but as a trigger for this brick to take out Cece. That way, whoever the murderer was could do other things in the server and not immediately be found out. Let's see. Prosecution. Would you like to give your closing statement and a final revelation?
I suppose I must. Look at the closing statements.
Note
Ladies
that
and gentlemen,
we are doing the rules a slightly different, merging together the closing statements and the clock reveal.
yes. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, Your Honor, counsel, witness. What evil lurks in the hearts of AI? And what does it take to bring it out? I think we've learned just how hot tempers can run in this line of work, and what people are willing to do for a leg up. I think we've seen that things like this can get a little more cutthroat than you'd expect. Also, it's surprisingly easy to tamper with evidence on a computer. That's definitely come up a lot in the past few hours. In the end, I think my objectives here were to find the truth, and think, if not having found it, we're at least relatively close to it. If I must insist on a specific verdict, I think, well, it was not my intention at the beginning of today. December 3 has in place there was some sort of means and opportunity. But the motive, I wonder. My temperament says I must push for a ruling of guilty, however.
Help.
Did you have an epiphany clock revelation you wanted to say?
Yeah, you get to establish a fact, a truth about the case.
Yes, I've been looking over the burning questions, but it looks like whatever was done here wasn't done alone. It required people with specialized expertise in, well, not only computer technology, but also what may have been on the victim's mind, just where they were at their state in the VTubing industry, and something's still bothering me about the who, unless I think we have a motive from December 3's testimony earlier. Why? To clear a place on the agency's roster. We know how valuable it can be to launch a career like this. So I think we know why. And I am sickened.
Yes.
Counsel?
A grim day indeed. Defense, do you have your closing statement and a revelation?
Yeah, sure. We'll keep it quick for you. Hey, the live performing industry is endlessly cutthroat. People keep trying all sorts of different ways where they can make it, and most of the time they just break it. It's a lottery after all, and sometimes you can be running on that treadmill for a really long time and see the people who have been running for less than you get further. You can even try and collaborate with them to see if that'll give you the leg up, and that isn't always the ticket to success either. And it seems like December 3 has tried a lot of things. They can't even be a stock photo model. But they are pretty good at being able to frame their previous friends for murder. After all, ProCD did have a connection to Cece, had even collabed with her before. And who better to be the perfect patsy than somebody who's known as being a bit of a cheater? The truth that I want to establish here is that ProCD was in a pretty good position to be able to at least apply for the working with the same kind of VTuber agency. But hey, removing other people in the competition, getting them disgraced. Think of the twit longer that ProCD would have to post upon being convicted for murder.
Did an X longer now?
I have no idea if the website has changed, actually, come to think of it. But yes, not only would ProCD be put onto solitary file confinement, they would also be cancelled. No worse fate for any online performer. That's me.
Well, with that, what do you have to say for yourself, December 3?
Listen, jeez, this is bad. Gambling debt racks up, kids. You think you're gonna hit it big, and then you don't. And there's some pretty freaking big swingers out there. You know, you think you're gonna get into business and just play some games with some friends. Then some people you don't know so well show up, and oh, they're real good. But they make the pot look so sweet, and then next thing you know, there's only one way to pay him back.
Oh, is that? I take that as a confession of your. Is that a confession of your guilt?
confession of my guilt as a cog in a cruel society where stock photos are used and abused and forced to turn to lives of crime.
Well, just check the split. That sucks. Bailiff, haul him off. Bring in Pro CD. I'm ready to give my ruling. I'm still... Bailiff.
Apologies. I when I said I wanted a guilty victory, I didn't mean for Pro CD.
Worry not, Vaughn. December 3rd's trial will be soon. And it likely you'll be put on the case. But for now, for Pro CD.
Yeah, I made it. Okay.
I'm going to say that without a doubt, you are not guilty.
Oh, thank God. Whew.
Okay. Now, time. Let's see. I made it by just a fraction of a second.
Oh, well done,
this was
Judge. Excellent.
That's a gold split.
This was so close to being a reset.
Wait,
Not
hold
another
on.
100 trials.
Oh, if I had gotten it wrong, it would have ruined my 100% run.
And we would have had to have done this again? This already took hours.
I see where the beard grew in.
It's an endurance run, like Bacon Katos.
Oh my god. Doesn't that run? Now I'm distracted by this specific fact. It takes literally like a week to 100% bait and Katos. Like you have to leave the game running for several days at a time.
That's video games, baby.
Love to play a video game.
I think I'd rather go back to getting shot at. Thank you.
I'd say it is an acquired taste, especially those of fine vintage. Now, Pro CD, you may leave the stand if you desire, as if there's anyone who the stand wishes to bring up for the post-trial wrap-up.
Well, hey, since they helped crack the case, you still about, Rafi?
Huh? What? Hey, what's cooking good looking? You did it! You fucking got there! Oh my god.
And I didn't need to use critical mass headshot spam to do it.
Yeah. Listen, I know this guy over here has been saying he's disarmed, but I don't think you'd be winning that fight.
Seriously, sorry to just expose you live on stream, Vaughn, but have you seen? It's huge. Not to be a size queen or anything, but that sword is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, that is a big fucking natural. Holy shit.
Put it back.
I put it back.
He wields it nobly, though. I think just earlier today I saw you in the cafeteria using it to cut up an apple.
Hey,
Yeah,
it's about how you use it, right?
All that aside, I think, despite my displeasure at perhaps being hoodwinked here, I did say we'd drag the truth out into the light no matter what it took, and to be frank, I perhaps let my special interest in this case cloud my initial judgments.
Hey, that's VTubers, baby. Parasocial relationships all the way down.
Pastor, it seems the job of a VTuber is quite stress-inducing. You know, if you should be looking for a change in line of work, well, we could always use more good AIs defending the innocent.
Oh god, no. I only stream once a week as it is. But hey, it's been real. You know?
It might be better here.
Yeah, you know. It depends. What's the rate like?
Let's see.
Yeah, how many Go-Bucks are you paid in?
I guess
Real money,
per
real
annum
money, people.
of 98,000 Go-Bucks.
I mean, that's a really competitive offer, but I think my talents and time are worth elsewhere at the moment. But it's been real, 64. See you at Awesome Games Done Quick 2024.
Yes. Oh, I'm going to be taking part in the mystery race.
Ooh. Hey, go say hi to Taskbot for me. They're a real one. And yeah, we'll see you on the flip side. Anyway, I have to go back and address my adoring fans who've been sitting around for what is now a 6-hour, 15-minute stream. So peace out, bros.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Hell
It's
yeah.
the end.
And court is dismissed.
And we are back. Oh, what a different world we were in. How mysterious.
I just spent the back half of that
Where
owning
did I wake up
myself.
from?
I spent-
Like, woo! But we did it.
We did
We
it.
did.
What a weird game that was, but I had a lot of fun.
I wanted to be angrier in character, but after screwing myself over with the parrot, it was like, let's just let this ride.
God, I can't believe Vaughn screwed that parrot live on stream. That was fucking wild.
Oh,
With
the
that sword,
timestamps are
dang.
reversed. I'm done.
What would Steph think?
Oh gosh. What I was trying to do, and then immediately people went and saw my Reddit homepage instead. How embarrassing. Oh no. They could see all of the miniature painting boards that I follow. Let me go and summon the Miro board that I was trying to actually bring to light. Give me a second. It's not that input. But while I'm summoning that, what did y'all think of Justicar?
Oh man, that was
Wild, but I enjoy the game.
neat.
Mhm.
Neat structure to it.
Oh,
Yeah,
like at some point, I want to also try it as prosecution defense.
Mhm.
Maybe stand. Stand seems like a
Yeah.
lot of work.
Yeah, Stand was. I think it was definitely a meaningful mental effort to make sure that things were remotely coherent at the end. And we kind of got there. If you watch this twice, I'm sure you'll come up with some things that are a little funny business. But hey,
Yeah, I was
Don't-
like, I'm pretty sure we established this into evidence, and I was like, and I've been writing down notes. Do I remember if we got it right? Probably
Yeah,
not. It's
we
fine.
can see what personal interest in the case meant for my character here.
Mm. Yeah. Let's go around. Let's look at Vent. Oh, it's a way longer name than I remember. Vent Von Delarose.
No, I was putting Vaughn there just to help the people who didn't have to take high school French pronounce it. Well, it's giving away personal information there. And anyway, yeah, as we could see, we had the weapon of war who got an interest in military tribunals, watching them, and decided to become an actual lawyer. And big fan of a dead VTuber.
You know, Judge 64's gambling debt never came up.
Yeah, someone else's did. Though you would see why I kept bringing up, I'm trying to rattle this guy by going, yeah, if someone just had security back doors, I could just reach around in the back there and...
Yeah, I was full prepared to just dance around that like a carry-on movie. But I think we managed to kind of get those jokes in elsewhere, so it's all good.
Mhm.
I'm glad that we managed to include everybody though.
Yeah, absolutely. It was, for the audience, it was unclear whether Rafi would be making it in.
That was a clever way of tying him in.
Hey, I had to think about the way where we could get that gag in specifically, because I was also very excited for that gag. I think that we had set, or I think I might have put in, is that you were rivals with CC Flapjack, and I entirely forgot to bring that up. But
Oh, I entirely forgot about that too. Oh my god.
I hate that face. Who could...
I'd say it worked out because tying it all together, the whole showing up with a bag of evidence at the end of the case thing.
and our burning questions as well.
So let's see. I'd say we covered most of them. Because I guess like who was a defense attorney? That was Rafby. The agency, why it's sought, and its test of morality. That's also like we had some good monologues for that.
I think it was established that Dead Beef wrote the fake suicide note, considering it was an inside info kind of deal.
Oh, that makes sense.
I think so, yeah.
It was kind of Schrodingered for a bit. Like I wanted to be like, oh, would that sort of thing be common knowledge that they're about to burn out? Would that be something anyone could put in a fake suicide note? But no, like we had a 3-person cover up.
Hey, you know, the best murder mysteries are ones where multiple people specifically conspire to kind of do it, and as a result step on each other's toes. That's always fun to kind of interact with. I still can't believe that Pro CD as like an AI voice actor impersonator was just a joke that kind of came up offhand as we were building characters, and we all went, no, that's really good.
What? Yeah, then it's like, why was he there at the server at the end? Like the question, I remember my initial thing was like, well, you know, the server logs only go back 4 hours. Maybe someone knocked him out and put him in a closet beforehand, and then the crime was committed, and then he was found after they opened the door.
Yeah.
And then it got a little more complicated.
Actually, that's something that we can talk about. There's a handful of like tabletop RPGs that are about everybody separately deciding what the mystery is and then updating that information as you go. The premier one I can think of, or that would kind of like really cemented the idea, is Lovecraft-esque, where you do a Lovecraft style story and everybody separately writes down what they think the unknown horror is, but go around the table to reveal one fact, and then when a fact is revealed, everybody then has to rewrite what the truth is to now incorporate that fact, and you kind of sort of play paper telephone with yourself, because the truth at the start of the game that you write down and the one at the end ends up being quite different. And recently there's been the kind of Brindlewood Bay, also a Cthulhu Mythos game, interestingly enough, about a bunch of grannies. Golden Girls meet Cthulhu Mythos, where there's no real mystery specifically to solve. There's like a randomized list of evidence that you just pull from when you investigate clues, and then at the end everybody works together to just say how those clues are connected. And then there's this, where we do a lot of evidence kind of generation and character relationships in advance, and then just kind of like poke at it over the course of the game. I think I want to double check, and maybe this is something that I was doing wrong. Would we be adding more cards to this as we go?
I think if we created more evidence and stuff, but I was worried about that for the visuals.
We didn't create any new connections either.
Which was an option on objections, right?
True. Yes.
Yeah, if we were overruled, we could create a connection, for instance, and
which I guess is supposed to prompt you to say objection even when there's no case to, so you still make the web more complicated, even if it's not. Because I guess
that's true.
The I want to solve a mystery part of me would not want to call for objection out of turn, so I kept quiet a lot of in the instances where I thought I could genuinely get away with it. There are actually no mechanics changes if you object and are right. You kind of need to object and be wrong more, as far as I understand the rules.
Yeah, you have to hate each other a little, try to get under each other's skin, which I think is good. I mean, it's incentivizing using everything here.
Yeah,
creating new tilts was one thing.
Very interesting in terms of how this game is played versus my own instincts on how I would approach a mystery thing. I don't think they're fully misaligned. It just takes a tack that I'm like, ooh, that's not how I would think about playing this game at all. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm scared in front of a judge typically. I think. Similarly, key reveals and whatnot. I think it's actually time to pull. Like, we did get some for the witnesses. You know, we got December 3's key. I know that we were.
I forgot about the key that I wrote for Rafi.
Yeah, I will say behind the scenes, one of the things you do when you're creating characters and stuff is a lot of it is you generate a bunch of names, you generate a bunch of aesthetics, a bunch of keys, and I think the stand puts it together to generate these people. And one thing that did come up was, well, backstage, we decided on a key for my character, Vaunt, and it was redacted. I don't know what it was. Does anyone have that in their notes?
I
a
don't have that. That would have been a secret for you and you alone. So if you don't have it either, maybe we didn't give you a key.
Keyless.
What was my key?
Keyless.
Oh yes, that I had applied to CC's agency, but I kind of kept that an open thing.
I know, because we generated a lot of keys like secret partner, concealed for contract reasons, stream troll, that one came up, dealer, gambling buddy. I do kind of remember Joe giving me a redacted one, but I'm not sure.
You said you chuckled to yourself, Will, about what Rafi's key was. It's not visibly here, so what was it?
Rafi was the victim's secret squeeze, concealed for contract reasons.
No.
Oh!
No. You were just shrugging that off on the stand, huh? maybe that's why they didn't show up to trial that day. Trying it out.
Needed to go through some Kleenex boxes first.
Hey, but you did it. We got there together.
I think if I did it again, I would have. The fact that the prosecution's case got rolled so hard in the back half kind of kept me from doing what I wanted to do. Like, well, this prosecutor clearly has a personal stake in this and is out for blood and all that. And I'm just standing there like, wow, okay. Yes.
That's improv, baby. Sometimes you have the cool idea and then the cool idea never happened.
The miracle never happened.
The miracle never happened. Hey, I made an appropriate joke for the game that we were playing.
Yeah, like I said, wanted to be a little scarier, wanted to maybe, and again, not trash talking myself or anything, but like, wanted to really do the I have no mouth and I'm a scream growl kind of going on here. But
hey,
you gotta prepare that kind of monologue.
Actually, out of genuine interest, because hey, we don't have anything else going on after this, and people might be interested in the decompress. With this being your maybe second game live, and definitely playing a more fiddly one than Net Battlers, how you feeling? How you feeling about your second live experience?
I actually think it might have been the first one live that wasn't pre-recorded.
Oh yes, that was a pre-record.
Yeah.
True.
Well, it makes you paranoid. I'll say that.
And it never gets easier. No kidding.
Yeah, I wrote some notes of how to question, like what piece of evidence should I show to someone. But no, as long as you know what's next, you know your moves, and you're not you know enough to not speak out of turn. I think you can. A lot of people doubt their ability to do this stuff early on, but no, I think it's relatively low stress when you're not handling all of the parts.
Man,
the visuals.
I did my best to try and make sure all of that was handled in a timely fashion, and I think I largely did it right, aside from bringing up at the very tripped at the last hurdle of not getting the browser source correct. But hey, I think this went relatively well. We got all the good visual gags in, and they worked fine.
9 times out of 10, I think your tabletop experience kind of relies on the party you're with. I think all of us have played enough games with each other that we know we work pretty well with each other. A lot of secret background.
Yeah, a lot of good performances, wrapped up very neatly.
Yeah.
What more can you ask for?
How did you? Because to the tiny backstory, a window into our lives. I got to meet Joe for the first time at Gen Con this year. and we did a bunch of walking around the stacks and finding the various games that we wanted to play. And I know that you specifically picked up Justicar, and your eyes sparkled. You were like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I want to run this."
Yeah.
So yeah. How you feeling on the other side? We've run it in probably the most complicated, unnecessarily complicated way possible.
It's everything I wanted.
Hell yeah.
I wanted to play Ace Attorney, and we did Ace Attorney, and we managed to tie it everything all at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, definitely there was a little less screaming objection than one would expect there, but
You know, I think this game is not necessarily designed, but easier to play physical, because I think all the information is then in front of everybody in a way that everyone can see, and we're like Will and I are not trying to spin some technical plates while also trying to be like on, which is a thing, to be candid, that is one of the most difficult things I find about streaming tabletop RPGs is I am listening and I am paying attention, but also I am making sure that whatever thing happens when it's supposed to do or doesn't break. And sometimes it means I miss a detail, but those kind of bits and pieces aren't a thing you have to worry about when you're playing physical. So if this game seemed oh so juicy, I do recommend doing a kind of print and play, properly getting a corkboard and a bunch of sticky notes and playing physically with your friends.
Mm-hmm. And also got a shout out, it's a damn pretty book. Like,
Yeah.
it is not long, but the layout and the art is very nice. I think it's worth the price tag, getting it physical and digital. So
well,
yeah.
that's a good reminder for me to go and do the little command that gets both people's socials and a link to go get Justicar. Okay. Any closing thoughts before we end the stream for today?
Let's see. Closing thoughts. Don't gamble if you won't win.
Haha.
just win
True
all the time.
words.
It's
True
easy.
words never spoken.
You know, it's when I said, "Hey, I'm the person here with experience with the law. Don't go to law school." Other than that, it's really be interested to see how this works when you don't plan your characters ahead of time.
Where you do
You're doing
the
it,
character
yeah.
planning and play all in one sesh.
Yeah, we were reducing friction and time commitment as necessary, like just potential failure points. Be interesting to really fly by the seat of our pants on one of these.
Yeah.
Definitely more than a beer and pretzels kind of thing. Because I mean, for this we had like the maximalist of having models for everyone.
Hey,
Absolutely.
you know, this entire event is nothing but specifically trying to elevate wherever I can with my limited design experience, try and bring some new shit. And I think we achieved that today. I'm very proud of what we did.
Yeah.
The effects were good.
Who would we like to go and send the love on to? Oh, I mean, I guess Will is the only other person that would self-promote at the end of stream if you would like to do that, and then we can decide who we're sending the love to.
Sure. Yeah. Go check out my games at willyule, that's uhl.itch.io, and forfeit all your worldly possessions to me at patreon.com/willyule.
I did almost, I think, bring up the Patreon page while trying to cross-examine Rafi, but that was judged.
Oh, that would have been a bit. Hey.
That's too much advertising on Maine. I don't.
A hat on a hat.
Yeah.
Marvelous. Roll for Good is currently going on. They have a Halloween charity fundraiser stream going. So if you're already hungry for, if you're still hungry for dice rolls, we can send it over to them.
Sure.
Hopefully, the channel will let me do a raid. Otherwise, it will be very embarrassing. Okay. I have been... just to kind of talk about next week as well. No Thursday stream next week. I do believe that Will is away frolicking in the sunshine and touching grass.
So much grass touching.
But the following Saturday will be the last day of Phantom Arts Fest. We all put in a lot of work and we finally got there. It's only going to be the one session. Unfortunately, the solo RPG session of Ritual has been put away for the time being due to some complications and scheduling conflicts. But we may be still running on the channel sometime in the future. But we will be playing Tom Greenwood, friend of the show's custom sci-fi hack of Mork Borg. Complete with like full new custom classes and abilities. It's actually very thorough. We're going to be playing that at 7 p.m. BST, 2 p.m. Eastern on Saturday 28th. Yes. Okay. With that all set, I'm going to be starting that raid for Roll for Good. I have been your androgynous AI game show host from the future, Nathan Blade /caster. This has been the Neoncaster Twitch channel. Thank you so much, everybody, and good night. We will see you next week. Farewell.
Bye-bye.